welcome to the full 42 and our technical difficulties.
We did it.
Look, Chris is already in the comments. Chris is already in the comment chirping why we're late. Michael had some last minute things to take care of. And yeah, as you can see on the other camera, we're not going to be playing Sagrada after all. We're going to be playing something else. But tonight we have our friend Andrew Wolf joining us to play some games, to talk about the Mandalorian. So welcome back, Andrew.
Thank you for having me once again. I'm trying to set the record for most times guesting. Have I already?
I think at this point you are probably the most recurrent guest we've had. Yes. The thing that we have to do differently is that you have to be here when Chris is here. That's where the challenge lies, because we seem to always have you guys cross path.
He had commented, I shared on Facebook, and he had commented that like we keep missing each other, and I was like, no, I'm your substitute host. I'm your Joan Rivers for Johnny Carson. For anybody who's old enough to know that reference, for The Tonight Show, whenever Johnny Carson was out, Joan Rivers always hosted in his stead. So
yes,
we're not missing each other, Chris. I'm just your Joan Rivers.
Yeah. Well, thank you for stepping in as a honorary host. Yeah, exactly. Chris says he trusts you. So there you go. We know it's always going to be a good time.
Absolutely. Always happy to join. And especially always happy to talk Star Wars. I think that's what we did last time I was here too. We did our top 5 Star Wars.
I believe so. One of the last times, yeah. Yeah, it's exciting that the Mandalorian is back. So I'm looking forward to talking about it. Obviously, we're not going to start that without Michael. But have you been watching anything else lately aside from that?
I've been rewatching The Expanse, which was originally on Sci-Fi, and then it moved over to Amazon Prime. I watched the series entirely through, and then I went back and read all the books, which is, I know, backwards, but the show is over, and the books go beyond the TV show. Like the show covered sort of the first 6 books, and there's 9 total in the series. And so I was interested to see how it all played out. So I went back, read all the books, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go watch the show again.
Very nice. And did they do a good job with how the show is done versus the books?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I read the books having the context of the show, so I sort of had, versions of characters in my head that were reflective of the actors, the characters on the show. But it's interesting to see how they kind of shifted some characters' roles around, gave some characters more focus, kind of moved up some plot points, shifted some plot points to later on. But by and large, kept like the tone and the sort of overarching narrative of everything. So yeah, I was really impressed with the way it translates from book to TV. And I don't know, my experience doing it in the other direction was really fun. Because I think we talked in the past about like Game of Thrones. I read all the books before watching the TV show. I mean, I was like fully up to date. So I had the opposite experience. But here, I watched the show and then read all the books and then finished it through. But yeah, the show's really good. I highly recommend it. And the books are really good too. So if you're looking for a good sci-fi series that you can really kind of dig into, there's 9 books, so it's a lot. But it's all really good. And,
I remember Chris saying that he really liked The Expanse and he was recommending it, and I never got to actually watch it. But
it's there, so whenever you want to dig into something, it's always available. And the other thing I started watching was the 3rd season of Picard, which is okay. the first season was pretty fun. The second season I thought it was terrible, and I quit watching after like 2 or 3 episodes and was like, this is just not good. But people are saying that the third season was better. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. And this is like the last season, and then I think they're bringing back like all of the original Next Generation cast will be showing up at some point. And I was a big fan of Next Generation, so I was like, all right, I'll kind of check into this. It's been okay. It's weird watching it in a sort of alongside having watched a bunch of The Expanse. I was like, Expanse is a really good sci-fi. Star Trek, I don't know, by comparison, this Star Trek doesn't hold up as well for me.
That's like, so I had watched Clone Wars, and when Bad Batch came out, I was really excited. And then I started watching the second season of Bad Batch, and after like I think 2 episodes, I was like, I'm not able to get into it. I don't know if it's her character that I'm just not feeling it. I don't know, Omega. There's something with her that I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. So I didn't actually finish that one. Like I think I'm on episode 2 and I didn't. Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, I've been keeping up with Bad Batch. I don't like tune in faithfully like as soon as it shows up, but sometimes I'll remember, it's like, oh yeah, the Bad Batch is on, and watch it. It's gotten better of late. The last maybe 2 or 3 episodes, I think, have kind of ratcheted it up a little bit, and I think they've kind of been more compelling stories. So I would say, I mean, I think like most of us, if you enjoy Star Wars, it's some good Star Wars content. So, you can always kind of jump back into it. Got a special guest here too.
Yes, we do. Hi, Luca.
Hi, Luca.
Have you guys been watching Bad Batch at all?
No, we're rocking through Rebels again for his first time. Right? Haven't started Bad Batch yet. Hi, everyone. Living in the chaos as I do every fucking night. I'm just catching up on some of the.
Sure. I can't. Yeah, I don't have the ability to post the comments, so I apologize to the people in the comments if yours doesn't show up.
It's just Chris, and I'm not going to put anything else of his up. It's all Star Trek talk. I don't even know what he's talking about.
Oh, it's because we talked about shows we've been watching, and Andrew was talking about Picard. So, yeah. But yeah,
a lot of people, but not myself, I assume, have been watching The Last of Us. The finale was last night.
I'm missing. Yeah, okay, don't say it because I'm missing the last episode. Basically, I've watched up until the last episode, so it's like I'm avoiding. Like I've been, when I scroll on my feed, all of a sudden I'll see something Last of Us, and I'm like, la 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 la, like I don't want to see it. So
I have not watched any of it. After like The Walking Dead and kind of getting burned out on that, and I was like, I don't know, another grim dystopian zombie, post-apocalyptic show that, I knew some of the kind of tone of the story from the video game, not having played that, but just being aware of it. And I was like, I don't think that's a show that I'm really going to get into right now. But then everyone's talking about how great it is. So I was like, I don't know, maybe at some point. But The Walking Dead kind of burned me out on that style, that tone of show. It was kind of oppressive and depressing. And
yeah. And I can't believe that The Walking Dead, I think they're still going. Like that show it's gone too long. Like it's just.
I think it's its last season. It's got the spinoff, 2 spinoffs, which one was awful. But I think it's in its last season. And they also did like a really weird season during COVID where everything was so slow and drawn out because they couldn't have people together on set. So it was a lot of, I don't know, people hugging trees in the woods by themselves. It was weird.
Isn't that what everybody did during COVID?
It was that's what The Walking Dead did during. Even the zombies were like, or I'm sorry, the walkers were like, we gotta stay away from you. We heard you're sick, so they weren't even in the episodes. It was weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, for me, The Last of Us. I mean, that's obviously like I didn't play the game, but I got to watch a lot of it. So when I saw that they were coming with the series, I knew a bit of the storyline, so I wanted to see it because it's definitely more of like it's more about the character development of the guy and the little girl. So and they've done a great job. So I can't complain. The show's great. So, but yeah, I need to wait to watch the last episode. So, but Mandalorian, we've all watched it.
Yeah, all caught up on that too. So
we should probably do the Mandalorian last, or else everyone's going to drop because it's all going to be spoilers and everything.
Oh, this is true. This
That's
is
true.
true. Good point. This is why I don't run the show.
Well, we can talk about it. It's just it would be spoilers for the next half hour, 45 minutes, hour and 45 minutes, depending on how long we talk.
True.
And then people might not want to listen to that, and we should wait.
All right. Well, then let's play a game. I'm going to let you decide which one, because it's not going to be Sagrada.
Nope.
Apparently, it doesn't matter if you have Steam or TTS. You still need to pay an extra $11 to get Sagrada. So
there are two. One is basically set up to be solo play, and another one, either it's the mod is messed up. I don't know. I downloaded two of them, and they just didn't look like they were. One was obviously not functional for tonight, and the other one just didn't seem. I know. Did you just burp on camera? Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. So no Sagrada. Like Matt. It's just gonna be me and Luca. You guys are gonna stare at him grabbing my face and burping in my face, apparently, right? Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna pivot over to worst case scenario because we haven't played that in a bit, and that Wheels vs. Doors, which we played either last week or the week before, which. I think it was 2 weeks ago, which was super fun. So we'll play those, and then we'll head over to talk about the Mandalorian, which is good. Yeah, you like it? All right. So first, we do this during the announcements now, and I'm going to start to get used to it. This is this week's Luca drawing.
Oh yeah. I see a Stegosaurus behind a palm tree.
Okay.
Yeah. I initially just saw some leaves.
What is it?
What is it? Yeah.
But it does look like something that's like a character, like some kind of green character in the foreground and like a mountain or something in the background too. So
yeah, I mean he's already working in 3D here. That's pretty impressive.
He's definitely, you'll see. I'm not doing them in order. This one was done February this year. But he's definitely, it's not just a big pile of brown, which I'm very, very happy with. I do like Dave's Green Goblin versus Spider-Man. He is very much into Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which is on. You don't want me to talk? You think you're funny? He's got all the figures. He was watching it on Disney. He knows Hulk. He knows Rhino. We're getting him into Doc Ock, right? What else do you need? Spidey, he knows. Miles, he knows. He's almost saying Grogu. He thinks Hulk is Grogu because Hulk is green. Right?
That tracks.
Right. Yeah, so I like the Green Goblin versus Spider-Man because he's definitely, maybe that was a little bit of his influence in this one because he is into that show quite a lot. Yeah, I just see a bouquet of flowers. Right? What do you see?
Yeah.
What is that? Did you do that? Yeah? What is it? You want to tell everybody what it is? No? Oh. Okay. So that's this week's. There'll be a new one every Monday. I think we're up to what, like 70 of them already?
Wow.
Here.
He's
Yeah,
gonna have his own gallery before I do.
I have no more room on my baker's rack because I got him to do like 2 during lunch and 2 during dinner. And now I got the 4x4, so they're even bigger, right? Right. All right, so why don't we hop into or any other announcements? Do either of you have announcements?
No.
I can't think of anything. I mean, I don't know. It's about a month away or so, but I booked my travel to the Gamma Trade show.
Nice.
So if anyone will be there, I will be there at last week in April. It's going to be a busy end of the month.
Yeah.
A week seeing y'all and some friends, and then a week in Reno seeing some other friends.
Are you going Sunday or Monday?
I booked Sunday.
Okay. I think DeVito and I are going out Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
You have any announcements? No? Okay. All right. Why don't we get into worst case scenario? For those that don't know or haven't played before, can I do this? Wait, that's not the right one. Is this one? Nope. This one? Nope. Nope.
Definitely not that.
We're gonna do that. No, you can't touch. Okay, so this is the way it's gonna work. I guess Katia, you're gonna be the first person to go through it.
Okay.
We are going to rank these different scenarios based on a scale of 2 through 5. We took out the 1 just because of space on the computer screen. So these worst case scenario cards will have a worst case scenario on them. And then someone in this first case will be Katia. We'll rank them in some sort of order of very bad to the worst. Once that's done, Andrew and I will then take our things and try and guess where Katia's worst case scenario would lie. Are those the same? Oh, look at that. That was not on purpose. And we'll get a point for every correct answer. We'll play 12 rounds. So we'll each be the lead 4 times. And then whoever has the most points wins. Any questions?
Nope.
No.
Okie dokie.
Oh, that is not the right end of my. I'm using my railroad ink one.
All right. So we are going to. I'm left-handed too. Why do you always sit on my left when I'm left-handed? We have to get you on my right. You can't have the pencil. You'll eat it. I'm going to do letters. So K, A, and M. You are going to be round 1, round 2, round 3, and then you're going to be here. Okay. So for, hold on, buddy. Let me just finish. That's going to take care of that. All right. For the first round of worst case scenario, your cases are car breaks down at night on an empty highway, covered in poison ivy. That's fun. Live with a compulsive cigarette smoker, and tasered by the police.
Wow. Those suck.
Yeah, those are not
wow.
good. So you are going to go on a scale of very bad, awful, horrible, and the worst. And then Andrew and I are going to try and figure out if you'd rather get tasered or live with a smoker. One is fun, one is disgusting, and one could be entertaining for people that are not getting tasered. Right? What do you want to do? How do you want to do this? We'll let you pick.
Oh, whoops. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. If we had gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and the game is called the worst case scenario, then the worst wouldn't be in it. I know you see Batman. You're wearing Batman. You have the Batman QB. Yeah.
Wait, we're going from what? 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5 is the worst.
Yes, 2 is very bad. 3 is awful.
Right.
4 is horrible, and 5 is just the worst.
Okay. I got my numbers in.
All right, hold on.
Okay. And we're trying to match.
You're trying to match me.
I'm trying to match Katia, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, buddy. Please don't hit
Maybe I
anything.
should put what I think then. Maybe we agree.
Pardon?
I said maybe I shouldn't have put what I think, but maybe we just agree.
Maybe.
Okay.
You want mine?
Andrew, what do you got?
I got A2, B3, C5, D4.
All right.
Interesting.
Katia,
Alright.
what do you got?
Michael, you want to reveal your numbers?
Yeah, I just don't want you to change any of yours.
No, they're already written here.
Okay. So I also had A2, but I put 4 there and 3 there. We matched 2 of them, Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay. This is
Right.
interesting. So I have A2.
Oh, nice.
Well done. I have D4.
D4.
Yes.
I have B5
Ugh.
and C3.
All right, so
You had 2.
So yeah, the car on the highway is like pretty empty. So I'm locking my door and I'm going to spend the night in my car basically. And I have a phone I can call. Like in this day and age, I guess I'm not too worried. And then what was B?
So you would rather live with a compulsive smoker than get tasered by the police?
I can move out.
No. You have to live with them. That's not the thing. You have to live with them. The taser is over quick.
Yeah, the taser is over quick. That's why it's a 4.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
to
it's
me,
pretty bad.
poison ivy drags on for weeks typically, and it spreads and stuff. I've never had it, but I've seen people who've had it, and I don't want it.
It's not that bad. It's itchy and it sucks for a little bit, but
And the compulsive smoker, it doesn't sit there smoking indoors.
What?
Yeah, they still stink. And it doesn't say what they're smoking, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it does. It says
To
cigarette.
me, the poison ivy is worse.
Dude. Hi. How you doing?
That's fair.
Yeah. So there were points there.
There were
Purple.
points. That's true. I got
2 points for Andrew.
2, and
I only got 1.
1.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No,
Oh,
so
yeah,
the person that's doing this doesn't get points.
Right. So
Right.
green
Right.
is the one that gets 2.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Michael gets 1.
I got 1. Andrew's got 2.
I mean, in
Andrew,
all fairness, I'm already kind of living with a smoker. It's just I don't know where they are. But every day at some point, and it's not regular, it's somebody smoking weed in my area, one of the units somewhere. And every day at some point, it smells like weed in my apartment. So it's like I'm already kind of living with it.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd Batman go? I know. You should have went to sleep. Okay. Andrew, you're up. You're going to be the person doing it.
Okay.
You
I'm
don't want
ready.
Batman anymore? I'll put him over here. You're not going to throw him at the computer. Okay, Andrew, your worst case scenario will be to lose a bet and have to get a face tattoo.
Oh.
Stuck in the middle of a 20-hour traffic jam.
Ugh.
Endure several hours of major flight turbulence.
Ooh.
Have severely chapped lips.
Pretty rough.
I know, buddy. I know.
They're pretty rough.
I know.
All right. Go that one.
Oh, I'm down here. I'm gonna put it up here so you guys can still read that.
Oh yeah.
One.
Okay.
Gosh, this is hard. Like, they're all terrible.
5s across the board.
No.
Who's that?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. So my guesses is
Okay. Good.
okay. Mine is A5,
A5,
B3,
B3,
C4. Yep, and then D2.
All right, so just like Andrew and I, we got 2 of the same. I know, it's a duck.
Yep.
All right. I have. You want them in number order or letter order?
Either, whatever you give me.
All right. I'll do it across A3.
What?
What?
I'll explain. B4.
Oh, this is a bummer.
C5. D2.
Oh, I get a point.
You know, 1 point. Yeah. So yeah, chap lips, like that was. I mean, compared to the rest of these, it sucked. But you get some chapstick, you get some stuff, and you know, compared to the rest of these, not that bad. What did I say next? Face tattoo. Okay, so yeah, having a face tattoo might kind of suck. But if I get to pick what it is, and also like referencing back what we talked about earlier, I've been watching a lot of The Expanse. A lot of the characters have face tattoos, and like, they look kind of cool. So, and also, I mean, I don't have to see it unless I look in the mirror. Everyone else has to see it. So pick something cool, and it's not it's kind of forever, but I think
What would you
I could
get?
work with it. I could work with it.
What would you get as a tattoo?
I don't know. Something cool.
I think as part of the bet, the person gets to pick the face tattoo.
Yeah. If it's like something across your forehead that says "loser" or something, no, that'd be terrible. But like you get some kind of like cool geometric motif down the side or something. I was like, I could work with that.
You could tattoo yourself a mustache.
Oh, on top of my hey, I'll tattoo a beard under my beard, and then you'll just never see it.
Hey, women do that with their eyebrows now, so I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Maybe this is a tattoo, and you just
maybe
don't know
it is.
What did I say? 4 traffic jam. So like I was really waffling between 4 and 5, like the turbulence and the traffic jam. 20 hours is a long time. It'd be really, really fucking boring. But I was like, I don't know, if my phone is charged and I can like, I don't know, listen to music or podcast or something, like it would suck. But I don't know. I've been in even short bouts of turbulence. I'm at several hours of it where the whole time like the plane's severely rocking and you're just like, we're gonna die. That seems way, way harder to endure. So that's like that seemed awful, especially like major turbulence. Even a little bit, I'm like, I don't like it. So hours of it and major, I don't know. I took it to that extreme and went, no, thank you.
Yeah, the difference I think in for the like turbulence and the stuck in 20-hour traffic jam, like the thing that would make me switch them is the bathroom situation, because I'm not a guy. I can just like walk out and pee beside the car. That would like I've been in a traffic jam that lasted less than an hour, but because I had tea right before leaving, it got to the point where like I had goosebumps and everything, and it got really dire, and that feeling was awful.
White knuckling.
Luckily, I made it to a gas station, but it was one of those where it's like I had to pull on the shoulder and drive past everyone, so everybody hated me. It's like I was that person that drove right past because it's like I gotta go. But yeah, 20 hours is a long time.
Yeah, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. And 20 hours is a long time.
I just figured if any one of us got stuck in a traffic jam for 20 hours, we're probably stuck with some board games in our car. So that 20 hours wouldn't be that bad, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Suppose, but what if you're by
20
yourself?
hours.
Yeah,
20
solo
hours?
time.
Like
Okay.
that starts to bridge into like you get exhausted, you want to fall asleep time. Like staying awake for 20 hours is a long time. Doing that, but also like in a car where you're not comfortable and you have to you still have to kind of pay attention because you have to move a little bit. So
yeah, that's true. I took it as you're just stuck. Like you're not moving. There's an accident, the bridge fell down, something like that, and you're stuck for 20 hours. You can sleep, you can play games, you can do whatever. The face tattoo, it wasn't like you get a little dot on the side. I thought it was like a Mike Tyson around your eye bullshit tattoo. Yeah.
Same. I was definitely picturing Andrew with the Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I like the mall tattoo idea. That was good.
Yeah, I think you can make it work.
Oh, you know what I could do? Can I edit while I'm here? Ooh, I can. Because it's no longer the TTS camera.
It's true.
Oh. Why? You don't want people to believe that this is what TTS looks like?
Yeah, it's really realistic.
The WCS camera.
There you go. That's better.
There you go. All right. I think
all right. So that's that. Katia got one. I got nothing. This is awesome. How's your duck there, buddy? Enjoying the duck? If Jesse was on, he'd probably lose his shit that you're eating one of the ducks. All right. So those are done. Let me put these over here because reasons. All right. So I'm up. This should be fun. You ready? You're going to do this. You're going to hold up your numbers on your hand. Live with a sibling who is better than you at everything. That's great. Sit next to a crying baby on a cross-country flight. Awesome.
So many airplane ones today.
Yeah. They know that we'll be flying soon. So, restrained in a straitjacket at an asylum. Interesting. And complete 12 months of Navy SEAL boot camp. 12 months. I don't think I can do 12 minutes of Navy SEAL boot camp. Holy shit. What are we doing, buddy? What are we doing,
wow,
buddy?
these are tough.
Michael, you have a sister, right? You have a sibling?
I do. We met her a couple weeks ago when she came down as a surprise guest during our what was it? Games with not components, games you'd bring anywhere, games you'd play with people. I don't know what it was. We were talking about a la carte. I know, buddy. I know. God,
but is she better than you at everything?
I mean, I'm not going to divulge that information yet. Or on camera.
She might.
You don't want permanent record.
Nope. Definitely don't want that on record. Right. I don't like that some of these come with time limits, like time stuff. Like your traffic jam was 20 hours. This is 12 months, but some of them it's like, I wish I knew more time. And then it's left up to me to be like, well, it's just going to be up and down flight to New York City from Syracuse is like 20 minutes.
It's like cross country, so at least 4 hours.
Buddy.
I mean, unless the country is Liechtenstein,
Ireland, it only takes like a little over 2 hours to get from Limerick to Dublin.
Just pick the smallest country.
Doesn't say what country.
Gamer's got a game,
right? Man, this is a good one though. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
All right.
I'm ready.
Dude,
come on. I got A3.
Hold on, he just kicked the score sheet all the way underneath the table. Okay, A3.
A3.
You are purple. A3.
B2, C5, and D4.
All right, Andrew.
We flipped 2 and 3, so I have A2, B3, C5, B4.
All right. It ain't bad. You guys were off on this one, but not by much. Might possibly die. Like, that would be the end of me, I think.
No, you would only get more fit and better.
Yeah,
Like I
if
said,
you
12
didn't
minutes.
die, you'd be totally jacked.
No,
Yeah.
I'd be in the hospital by the end of day 1.
Come on.
Well, then you didn't complete it.
Right, and it says to complete it. So if I had a complete, well, that's true. Yep, no,
Okay.
that's the worst for me, I think.
Fair.
That would have been the next. I might actually go insane.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you
that would
didn't
be
do
awful.
that. You're like, well, but if I just have to be restrained for 5 minutes, I could probably tolerate it.
Sure. Well, that's kind of, I mean, the cross country thing. I figured you got some earphones. It wasn't going to make it that much worse, but
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
yeah. God, buddy, man, come on. All right. So Andrew gets 2. Katia gets none. Andrew gets 2. Katia gets none.
Oh, you had the exact same guess as Alan in our comment section.
Oh, there you go.
Or,
Yeah.
or
2, 3, 5, 4.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I assume the straitjacket was for a long time, and I don't know. They had those like confined stuff.
That's pretty awful to think. Like, I don't like my legs to be restrained, and I'm pretty sure I would feel the same way with my arms. I would not handle that very well. That would be really, really bad.
Have you ever had to do like an MRI or one of those scans where you get in the tube that's, like
I'm okay with that. It's if I'm like strapped in.
Yeah, I think if it was like a challenge, like an hour, at some point it's going to start feeling like, I don't know, time stopped and you've been there for way longer than you actually was. So like 20 minutes is like, it feels like 8 hours. I think that whole, if it was just you're sitting on your couch in a straitjacket, but I think the atmosphere of being in that room at an asylum, like I think it might start to affect you. That's just me.
It would be something I would never forget. So it's definitely not pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one full round. It's 4-2, 1-1. Andrew's got 4. You and I have 1 each.
Okay.
You good?
Wait, 1? No, I got 2 points on the one.
On mine?
Yep. Pretty sure I got 2 points.
So you only had 1.
All right, leave it at that. Leave it at that for now. I'll catch up.
I could. I'm also.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe it's because it was a 2 sitting there, but 2 for some reason was stuck in my mind. It's okay.
Maybe the chat remembers. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe somebody in the chat can let us know.
Oh, I keep opening these the wrong way. I don't know why they put the. Yeah, maybe it's just me. Okay. Let's
All right, so we'll go back to Andrew.
Wait, no, it's my turn.
What?
Oh, Katia, sorry. Well, I'm looking at this thing.
I mean, you can snake it if you want to, or whatever.
No, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do that.
There you go.
Oh, Alan just backed me up.
Alan.
I do have to.
Okay, there you go.
Look at that. Thanks, Alan.
All right, so it's 4-2-1. Buddy?
4-2. We just stop here.
4-2. All right, so Katia, you are now the person.
Yep, I'm the person.
Now you have to do the thing. Time machine breaks after taking you to the year 1250. Receiving anonymous threatening voicemails. Forced to duel in an actual sword fight. An attempt to stick a sword down your throat.
What's with the swords?
We had the flights earlier, now we got the swords. God, I like the attempt. It's not
Yeah.
even like you know what you're doing.
Like, you're gonna fail. Like, that implies that it's not gonna go well.
Exactly. It's like the game already knows that would not go well. Okay. This is all really, really bad.
This is easy. Buddy. I wish you'd gone to bed. Okay.
Like 2 of these, I die.
Maybe 3.
Maybe.
I would say 3. It could be all 4, depending on
Yeah, on where I land in 1250.
or if the threatening voicemails actually come true.
This is like, yeah, this is really bad. All of it.
All right.
I know, buddy. I know. Yeah.
I'm actually changing this. Okay. Okay.
All right, Andrew, what do you got?
I got A2, or I'm sorry, A3. A3. B2. C4. D5.
All right, let me switch 2 of them around. What do you got?
Interesting. So I went A4.
Ugh.
I'm not happy about it. But D had to be 5.
Really?
I'm ending up like, this is a for sure, like something's getting punctured. I'm probably gonna die.
Attempted kind of implies that, like, try and fail.
It did not go well.
Yeah, it just says attempt to do it. It's just like, all right, I attempted it. Like this, I don't think you die in that one, but I think you die in the other 2.
Hey, I could kick some ass in a sword fight. So I actually put C2.
Oh, okay.
And I put B3. And here is why. Is because I think it's worse to live, so receiving threats, being like on high alert every day. You don't know who it is. You don't know if they're watching you. You just don't know. But there is that sense of danger at all times. Whereas a sword fight, it's like, let's just get it done. And I'm just going to impale you. I'm going to win. And this is where it ends.
That's the power of positive thinking. It's like, I'm just going to stab you and I'm going to win.
I'm going to win. But yeah, the time machine, that's also very sucky. I would not like that at all. If it was like 1950s, maybe. Because then there's like swing music, the Beatles and all of that come out shortly out. Like, sure, I could deal with 1950s. 1250? No, thank you.
Yeah.
But
that's a bad one.
What I considered is you have a time machine that breaks after taking you to 1250, but maybe it took you to a bunch of cool places before that. So, like, it was fun along the way, and then it broke down. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to look at the positive side of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna win a sword fight, and I'm gonna be like traveling to all these cool times and then get stuck.
No, see, the way I was envisioning it is I got in the time machine, it took me there and broke. And probably I didn't even choose to go there. Like, I feel like the 1250 is a mistake. I did not want to go there. It's just the machine went, awry, and it's just, the whole experience was not good.
1250 is what, knights and castles and stuff. I mean,
no indoor plumbing.
No indoor plumbing.
Yeah, I gotta wear dresses every day. Kill me now.
I don't even think they buried their dead. That's awful. All right, so Andrew gets 1.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Let's take what I can get.
Good job. Good job. This is much harder to do with one hand.
Oh, that's funny. Dave Rossi says, am I allowed to stop the sword attempt at my extremely chapped lip?
Yeah.
That's barely an attempt, Dave.
You mean you're just like, well, I tried, and it didn't go very well. Like, you didn't try very hard.
True.
Well,
it's a good point, Alan. All right.
But if
we go to Andrew.
Win, so there you go. Like, you're gonna get in a sword fight in 1250. You're gonna win, and then you're probably gonna be king, queen, whatever, rule.
I don't know. I feel like I have more grit now than I would have back then.
Also, you'd be in 1250, but you'd have all of your knowledge of modern day, so you could be like inventing shit and becoming famous and rich, and might not be so bad.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it.
I'm gonna
That's
invent indoor
why I
plumbing.
wasn't a 5. That's why I wasn't a 5.
But
It's a
then
glimmer.
you'd be a witch and they'd kill you.
There's also that.
Probably in a sword fight.
True. The perspective you have might be different than Michael and I might have.
True. Okay. You ready? No, please, dude. You're driving me nuts tonight. Okay, I'm not picking the duck up. It's all the way over there now. Yep.
Oh, no duck.
No more duck. All right, Andrew, you're up.
Yes, let's do this.
All right, ride the world's scariest roller coaster. Always have an offensive smell. That is one of Chris's lightning round questions right there.
Yeah.
Would you rather ride the world's scariest roller coaster or always have an offensive smell? Juror of the trial of a notorious mob boss or caught in the middle of a shootout?
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Oh, this is bad.
What do you mean? Come on, dude. No one wants to see your ass, buddy. This is pretty awful.
Yeah, it's not. They're not good choices.
I have made my choices. Now I must live with them.
Okay, I'm in.
Do you have yours locked in?
I'm ready.
Okay, so and we're trying to guess you. Yes.
Yeah, me.
Yeah. Okay. Mine is A2, D5, C3, and D4.
Interesting. All right, come on, Andrew. Give me 4 points, please.
4. You're not getting 4,
Damn it.
but you are getting
Stop. No.
1 for A. I have A2.
Okay.
Oh, that one seemed easy.
Yeah.
That's fun. Like, I mean, I like roller coasters enough. Like, even if it's the scariest, still.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Sorry. B3.
Oh,
What is it, B3?
Yeah, B3.
Okay.
interesting.
B4. B5.
All right.
So you got
Oh, so he gets 2 points.
Yeah.
I get 1.
Yeah, but I need you to get none so I can catch up.
So yeah, roller
Well,
coaster.
you got 1 more.
You do have more. Roller coaster, and again, I think we all agree, like, even scary is like, it's still fun.
Yeah.
I like roller coasters, even the scary ones. I'll do.
I know, but
Especially in this context, like compared to the rest of these. Offensive smell, I was like, yeah, but you probably can cover it up, or else I'm just like, I don't know. We all just lived through the pandemic and all stayed home, and like no one would ever know I had an offensive smell. I'm just like,
just mask it.
I don't know. At the end of the day, compared to like having to be the juror of a notorious mob boss, I mean, unless I find him innocent, and then maybe it's okay. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, Alan. But middle of a shootout, like, seems pretty likely you're gonna die or really suffer some negative consequences here.
Well,
Yeah.
but what if they shoot like stormtroopers? You might make it. I chose
only if I'm the hero of the story. If I'm like a random bystander, I'm dead. Stormtroopers should never hit the heroes.
The offensive smell is worse because people will stop wanting to be around you because of an offensive smell.
Yeah, if you mask it though.
I'm not going to name any names, but I have known people in my life who have not had the best odor, and I think you can work with it if that person is important to you or something like that. Like if I lost all my friends because they're like, oh, you stink, I don't know. Then I was like, well, I guess they weren't really good friends, but maybe I'm just trying to think on a higher level. Because like if somebody, I would hope if I had an offensive smell, I wouldn't lose all of my friends over it. Knowing that I've encountered people who haven't always felt good, and I'm like,
Right.
So I love that everybody's guessing that it's Chris.
Yeah.
it is nobody on camera, nobody on stream, nobody in the comments. No, probably no one is watching. I'm thinking back to like high school and stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I think we've all known at least one person.
Look, if you've been part of a gaming community for a long enough time, there are gonna be some stinkers.
Or
Yeah.
just attend Gen Con once,
That's true.
buddy.
Attention, Gen Con attendees.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
man.
I don't think it was at Gen Con, but I think at Origins there was a company that was distributing like deodorant and stuff, like Old Spice or something. It was like giving away, free little sample sizes of deodorant. And you're like, I guess you know your audience.
Yeah.
I
Like,
guess.
a little insulting maybe, but also,
Yeah.
smack the truth a little bit.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Come on, dude.
All right,
No.
moving on. Before I
Losing
really insult someone,
He's losing it.
worse.
Here, you ready? We're going to do this. Look over
All
here.
right, what you got, Michael?
All right, so this is for me, yeah?
Yes.
Be on stream with a 16-month-old. Wait, no, I read that wrong. Have all your toenails slowly removed. Jesus Christ. Feels like tonight. Surrounded by angry birds. Like
the video game Angry
the
Birds?
video game Angry Birds? Because some of
No,
them
I think it's like legit Angry Birds.
So like Hitchcock birds.
Yeah.
Okay. Clean the exterior windows of a skyscraper. That's great. And tied up and tickled for 10 minutes.
Some of those you might die.
Well, yeah, buddy. I know.
I know we've played before, and I can't remember what your feelings on heights are. Should be paying more attention.
You should. Pause the video, go back and watch.
Hold on, I'm gonna go scrub out and find old episodes.
Alan's got his in.
Alan and I always have two that are the same.
All right, I'm locked in.
No. All right, what do you guys got?
You want me to
I
go? Go
have
ahead.
A5, B3, C4, and D2.
Driving me nuts, dude. I know.
We flip
All right,
flop our 3
Andrew.
and 4. So I have A5,
Okay.
B4, C3, and D2. Yes.
So you got 2. Yeah, this is, I think, unanimously awful.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Surrounded by angry birds. I mean, birds aren't real. So that was the easy one.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. You ever see a baby pigeon? Come on. Birds aren't real. The skyscraper thing is definitely scary, but I assume you're going to be harnessed and everything would be safe. And then the tickle is almost as worse as having your toenails ripped off. Buddy.
All
For
right.
only 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's painful as shit. I hate it.
All right. So heights not so bad. Tickling way worse.
Like you can't even escape it, right? You're tied up, so you're stuck.
Yeah.
Which is, I assume I wouldn't even be able to like play defense and like knock hands out of the way. Like that's just not fun for me.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'll take my 2.
Yeah, you'll get 2. And Katia gets 1. Right? 5, 3. and
Alan got them all right. What?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Again?
think I already got it.
1 and 2. Okay, so after 2 full rounds, Katia is at 4, Andrew is 2, 4, 6, 7, and Mike is at 3. Proving I suck at this game.
Well, I think
Yeah, but
Alan knows us better than we all know each other. Which is
Alan took out his notebook.
impressive.
He takes notes every show. He's
It's
like going through his spreadsheet of.
Michael's not afraid of heights. Doesn't believe in birds.
Doesn't believe in birds. Yeah, these are important notes right here. All right, so we jump up to Katia.
All right.
Only eat one food for the rest of your life.
I didn't even talk about this yesterday.
Cross buildings on a wire, dude. Hear a constant ringing in your ear, and lose 50 IQ points. Wow.
50. I don't even think I'd notice. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right? He'll be a genius.
Only a genius. 50 is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah,
oh,
but
man.
yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah. You want to do that one? Okay. You want to do that one? Here? This one? Over there? Yeah.
Oh, man. These are tough.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, buddy.
My pen is not working well.
All right.
Yeah.
Fanboy mode. Buddy, stay here.
All right, you ready for mine?
And
Yeah.
one. I know, I see it too. What is it?
Is that over there?
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
It's 2, 3, 4, 5. A,
Okay.
2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5.
2. 3. 4. So we didn't match on any.
Well,
Interesting.
one of you is getting points and the other one is not.
Excellent. It's probably not going to be me.
Actually, it is you.
Oh, no shit.
No!
A3, B2, C5, and D4.
Wow. All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think the ringing in the ear is worse because I think they're losing 50 IQ points. Ignorance is bliss. You probably don't know that you lost those 50 points.
That's why I went with 2 on that one.
If
You
you
probably
hit your
probably
head
have
and
no
got
idea.
dumb, and then you're dumb, so you don't notice that you've got dumber. I don't know. That's how I'm picturing it. Or I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's less the ringing in the ear would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Crossing buildings on the wire, I'm assuming that you're tethered. It's kind of like the riding the roller coaster, you know?
Yeah. Or cleaning the
That's
skyscraper.
way scarier than
Yeah.
that, I think.
But I love food way too much. I could not eat just one food for the rest of my life, although it would be tacos on corn tortillas. But that being said,
Write that down, Alan.
I love food too much. So that's why I've chose the way I chose.
I thought about that after all your food pictures from last weekend. I was like,
Love food.
Food might be tough, but
Yeah.
compared to the rest of these, I was like, well, still.
All right. So no points and 2 points. Hi, can you? Yeah, you're almost.
Yeah, the lose 50 IQ points. You raise a good question. But would you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the plot of that Harrison Ford movie. I think it's called Regarding Henry, where he's in this traumatic brain accident and he loses a lot of function and capability. But at least the way the movie portrayed it, he seemed to know, he knew he wasn't being able to do things that he used to be able to do or know. So, but that's a movie. Who knows what it would really be like?
All right. Probably 100% accurate if it was a movie.
Absolutely. A Harrison Ford movie, he wouldn't make shit up.
No, not at all.
If he did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, he did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
But he wouldn't remember he did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Well, nobody else remembered either because they thought it was 14.
That's true. All right. We are over to Andrew.
Oh, yep, me. Okay.
All right.
I don't get points now.
Canoe down a crocodile-infested river.
Okay.
Camp for a week next to a mosquito-filled swamp. Okay, it was outdoorsy.
So I'm like canoeing down the river to get to the swamp to get
Clearly.
To get to your swampy campsite.
Which then you'll be trapped in a walk-in freezer.
Okay.
And chased by bandits across a long rickety bridge. Speaking of Harrison Ford.
This is like Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Case scenario.
Minus
Just replace the word freezer with like you got trapped in your cooler.
Well,
Somebody closed it.
I mean, he did sort of trap himself in the refrigerator to survive the nuclear blast, right? So
you could replace the walk-in freezer with the lava sacrificial pit.
Sure. Kind of did all of these.
Wow, this is a good one.
What is the worst for me?
Yeah. What's up with your chin, buddy? This is a good one. I think I'm just going to shuffle and put him out.
Probably have a good a shot as any.
I mean,
I gave it a little bit of thought. I mean, if you don't know me that well, your chances are probably just as good by doing it random. I have talked about some of these things before, though, so there are some that you could probably guess based on my experience. We'll see if Alan was paying attention.
All right, I'm going with A2. B4. C3. Oh my God, we have none in common. And D5.
All right, Andrew. Is this the 2, 3, 5, 4? This is this one, this round?
No, it's A2. It is A2.
Yes. Okay, great.
B5.
Ooh.
Okay, I wasn't sure. That would be it for me, but I was like, maybe not for you.
Oh, I am. The mosquitoes love me. I would die. I would die. It would be so miserable. Like I'm one of those. You know, if you're in a group of people, the mosquitoes always just sting me infinitely.
I'm the same way.
I need to hang out with you, so maybe you're more of a magnet than I am, because I feel like I'm a super mosquito magnet.
No, now I want to hang out with you if I'm at a campfire.
Yeah, and it's awful, and I get the giant everything's super. Mosquitoes are terrible.
Mosquitoes are the worst.
They're so and they are really bad for me. So yeah, that's 5. Anyway, C3.
Great.
Woo!
And D4.
How'd I get one?
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're in the canoe, just don't fall out, and
yep,
probably okay. The mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are the worst. Walk-in freezer. It didn't really say how long, and I mean, there's food in there. It's frozen, but I don't know.
It's true. There is food.
There might be ice cream.
No, there you go. That would be fun. And the bandits, I do not like heights. Heights is definitely one of my bigger fears. So it's less the chased by bandits and more the long rickety bridge. Like they wouldn't be much of a chase because I'd get to the bridge and I'd be like, all right, you got me.
Right.
I'd rather get caught by you than try and cross this bridge.
All right, I'm up. This is the end of the third round. Stand with an apple on your head for a knife thrower. Great. Accidentally staple your finger. In there.
As opposed to intentionally?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Maybe you lost a bet. Perform a front flip off a high balance beam. And then trend on social media for saying something offensive.
Haven't we all done that?
I don't know. If I said I was better than my sister, that's probably offensive to her. So,
is she on social media?
No.
There you go.
No. But all of her friends are chatterbugs, so they'd find a way to let her know. And that's also pretty bad. I mean, that can't be that bad, right? That can't be that bad.
Depends if you break your neck doing it.
That might not be the one I'm talking about.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in.
I got.
Oh,
Oh, I don't have anything in common with Alan. That's not good. I put A5, B3, C2, and D4.
All right.
I always flip flop too. I have A5, E2, B3, D4. I feel like every time we flip flopped two and had.
So your 5, the stand with an apple on your head for the knife thrower, you would say is worse? The worst?
I thought that's what you would say. Oh.
You're like, eh.
Although it doesn't say that they're a professional knife thrower. It's just somebody that comes up in the street like, I'm going to throw a knife at your head. Yeah, I would think that would be the worst of the bunch.
Yeah, I mean, we were close.
Yeah. It was definitely a toss-up between those two, but I thought he would pick the...
Yeah.
Ooh!
Yeah. Yep.
It gets a point.
That's where I would go. So Alan had 4, 2, 5, 3. Oof, blanked them.
So not a big fan of the front flip, huh?
1. I mean, I'm assuming there's padding around, but I would definitely hurt myself.
What if it happened after your 12-month boot camp?
No, I'd be dead. I wouldn't make it to the... Maybe it's during it. And that's how I didn't make it through 12 months. Andrew had none.
Yeah. I figured you would have been like, staple my finger. It hurts for a little bit, but you get over it pretty quick. This one was hard because I honestly didn't think any of them were that terrible compared to some of the other ones we've had in the past. These are all like more mildly annoying.
Yeah, I agree. I have stapled my finger and it sucks.
Sure.
And I think standing there while somebody throws a knife at my head, I'm assuming they're a professional. It would be a little bit of adrenaline and I'm I haven't seen anybody in the news that died from an apple on their head knife throwing accident. So, but that staple in the finger is painful.
Yeah.
I would definitely duck.
Yeah.
I would be a terrible, volunteer. They would throw and I would duck.
Well, also it just says stand with an apple on your head for a knife thrower, but are they throwing the knives at you, at the apple?
True.
Are you standing next to them while they're throwing at a different wall?
Yeah,
more clarification.
Maybe you're just doing the demo, and then the real person comes in and stands there.
Yeah, more clarification on the
standing here
card.
with an apple on my head. No reason. What? There's a knife throw over here. Yeah, unrelated. Just a coincidence. I like having apples on my head.
Yeah.
All right, I think y'all caught up. I did not do very well that round.
No. All right, so at the end of 3, we have one more round left where each of us will go through this. At the end of 3 rounds, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Katia has 7. 2, 4, 6. Andrew has 7. 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm at 6. Watch out, guys.
Close game.
I got 0 that round.
You had 0 the past 2 rounds you could score.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that go around for the 3 of us.
That's good. Oh, yeah, 0 for that entire thing. Yep.
All right, give me something good.
All right, so you're up. Oh, he might go to sleep. Jump from rooftop to rooftop. Juggle 3 flaming torches.
We got that one.
Be the only person in the world to see ghosts. That's going to lead you to the straitjacket in the asylum. Fall down during the running of the bulls. Oof.
All right. No. I'm changing this.
Kevin.
Okay.
All right, what do you got, Andrew?
I have A4, B2, C3. We flip flop these two.
Yeah.
D5.
All right.
One of you has them all.
Ooh. Tell
So
me it's me.
A4.
The hesitation means it's me. She's not happy about it.
It's D5.
We know those two.
B2 and C3.
Ah, fuck.
So I think that what would happen is when I'm juggling with the 3 flaming torches, I'm probably not even catching any of them.
Mhm.
Like I don't think I would be able to catch them. So they would probably end up falling or something. Or I would like have a small burn, but no big deal. The ghost, I don't like that kind of like eerie, like there's, spirits or whatever. I don't like it. But if I was the only person in the world who could see them, I would be rich because I would be that person that's like, come and sit down and I'm going to contact your loved one and blah, blah, blah. So I would be like, if I'm the only one, I'd be rich. So it's not all that bad. And then the rooftop, that's scary. And then the falling down, that's even like that like watching the bull races or like in Spain when they like release them in the streets. I've seen the people on TV that when they get like flung and impaled and my inside like tighten for them. Like it's so disturbing and that would be the worst.
You're dead if you fall down unless you got somebody around you that's going to get trampled instead. You're dead. That's the end of you.
Your odds are not good.
No.
Yeah. I think we did the torches before, and I remember we're all like, "Hey, you drop them, whatever, you're done. Not so big."
Mm.
And because it's so fast, even if you do burn yourself, it's not going to be like a 3-degree burn that you get scarred from forever. It's going to be like and then you let go, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I was with you on the ghost. That's like it might be a little scary, but also kind of cool, and you spin it to something positive.
Yeah.
Well, no one has to believe you either.
That's true.
You're the only person on the planet to see ghosts. Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't care.
I do.
Well,
all right.
I don't like that I gave Andrew 4 points.
Yeah, that was a big round for Andrew. After coming off a 0 round, that's huge.
Well, maybe you can match me perfectly on the way back now.
That's the hope.
What do you see? Yeah. I know. Yeah. It's over there. He's just pointing out board games. He's like, board games there and board games there. Good. Go back to sleep. Okay. Katia is up.
No, I'm up.
No, I just did it.
Andrew's up. Sorry, that was you. Okay. Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Infected with flesh-eating virus.
Mm-hmm.
Retrieve an object near a poisonous snake.
More Indiana Jones.
Roll down a long, steep hill in a barrel. And live with a nickname you hate. Hey, buddy. I know.
I just had to.
I mean, it creates interesting discussion, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna say that. Probably this. Maybe this. Yeah? You think that? Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
All right, I'm in.
All right,
Well,
so
actually,
I
no,
are
go
you
ahead.
done, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went 5, 4, 3, 2. Basically A5 and then down from there. Oh, Alan, again, we have inverse 2 numbers.
One of you is getting 4 points.
Ooh, great. All right, so here's your 5. And here's your
There's my 2. B4 or C3.
Damn it.
Oh!
Oh, you tried so hard, Michael. I give you credit for that.
I feel if I can will it into existence, but it's just not happening for me.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to give you 4 points right back, and now we're tied again. But now it comes down to who knows
to
Michael
how well
better.
we can guess Michael's choices.
Yeah, and I'm out because I don't get points this next round. So well done.
Yeah, flesh-eating virus. I mean, come on, that's clearly the worst.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's on your pinky, you could cut your pinky off. I don't know, but that did seem like the worst.
Even still, worse than the other 3.
Sure, yeah.
Poisonous snake. It's pretty terrifying.
Yep.
Is it sleeping? Is it dead? You don't know.
At the last minute, I almost changed it. I was like, well, because I started thinking about that. I'm like, well, maybe you can distract it. Maybe you can find a way. It wouldn't be so bad, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, rolling down a hill, I get pretty dizzy pretty easily, so that would be pretty bad. I almost flip-flopped those 2. I feel bad for you, Michael. At the last minute, I stuck to my original answers, and I almost flip-flopped them.
That's fine. I
feel bad now but now we make it interesting for the final round.
Sure, yeah. You only feel bad because you're tied.
That's true.
And had I gotten 4 points, you wouldn't be.
That's still no guarantee.
Yeah, no, it's true. All right, here we go. On to the last round.
Good one.
How many points does Alan have? Alan, how many points do you have at this point? Because holy crap. All right.
I'm gonna have a lot, but remember that he doesn't get a round where he doesn't get to guess, so his score is bound to go up faster.
That's true. All right, here rat scurrying above your ceiling. Awesome. Caught in the mouth of a blue whale. All right. Constant lice. Fantastic. And fired from a job you love.
Oh, I've been there.
This all sucks.
Yeah, this is not ideal in any sense. Wow. Yeah, you're gonna fall if you keep doing that. I know. I get it. I mean, sure.
I don't think I'm gonna do well on this one.
This is a tough one, that's for sure. That's my ear. Thank you.
All right, you don't mind?
I'm good when you are.
I have A2, B3, C5, D4.
Okay, so we have different votes. I have A2, B5, C4, D3.
Ooh.
I don't think I got it. I think I'm all wrong on it. And I almost swapped those two. Yes! Yes!
So you guys tied?
No, she got 2.
No! I got 2 points!
Oh, I'm looking at it the other way. I thought you got 1 point. You got 1 point. Yeah, you got 2. You got none. Oh, wow. Yep, there you go.
No.
Yeah, this is basically dead. You're dead.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
You're dead. I mean, unless it's a novel about you and there's a good ending, you're dead.
I don't say how long you're caught in there. You caught in, you get spit back out, you're fine.
It could like crush you completely.
Sure.
They don't like eat and chew and stuff.
No,
Who
but
else?
still, the sheer weight of it. I don't know that you could survive in there.
I can survive.
I think you're dead. Pretty sure you die.
I don't want to find out. So
no, I don't. I'll read up on it. We'll Google it. Yeah, I mean, get a new job, and I mean, whatever. You hear rats above, basically squirrels or rats anyway. So, yeah. So that's 2 points. Katia wins.
not by much. My goodness, that was close.
Yeah, that was very close. All right, how are you doing over there? Okay.
Have either of y'all ever had lice?
13.
No.
Oh.
Okay. I feel like I just shaved my head and be okay.
But it sounds
Constant,
awful.
though. Like you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Buddy.
I had it as a kid. I mean,
you did?
I'm just kidding. As a kid, I feel like everyone did as a kid, because like one kid at school gets it, and then everyone gets it. And...
Mm-mm.
Nope. For us, I remember like as soon as there was reports that there were lice at school, it was like hair in a ponytail every day, and like it because it's harder to catch them that way. And I just remember like being overly cautious, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't do well with anything parasite related. Like I know what my reaction is with leeches. So I can only imagine that having lice would trigger the same kind of hysterical feeling, and that wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're all supposed to suck, right? And in comparison, I guess there's always an easier one to be like, all right, I'd rather do that than this. But yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
I appreciate your outlook on let's get a new job. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's happened, right? You even said it.
Well, but like a job you love, like not just a job.
Sure. You said it when that card flipped over, right? It happened to you, and look where you are, right? You're still.
I mean, yeah. Well, and I don't know. I know I was trying to predict you, and I thought that like, yeah. You
sure?
And it would suck. Like,
It would suck, kind of like a face tattoo, but then you kind of or a nickname, buddy. Hi, how you doing? Why are you screaming?
You can recover from it.
Yeah.
Just like being swallowed by a blue whale. You'd be fine.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's how that would work. All right, so after 4 rounds, I had 10. Andrew, you had 11, and Katia won with 13.
That was a close one.
Good game.
Oh. Hold. There you go.
Very nice.
Very close.
Good job. All right. I am going to see if I can put him upstairs for a second if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves.
Sure.
And then if you want to play Wheels vs. Doors, we can. If you want to jump into Mandalorian, we can. Whatever you want to do. Want to say bye? Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay. Yay. Say bye. Bye. Bye.
There we go.
Yay. Yay. Good job. Aw. If you stay there, I'll stay on the show. You say bye.
I think he wants us to grab the hand. Can't reach.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
there we
Hey!
Hi.
Up close and personal.
Hi.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Oh,
Say
I just
hi.
noticed his PJs are Batman.
Yeah, he's wearing his Batman's. Right? Right? That was not planned. I tried to put him to sleep before the show, and he didn't. He wasn't feeling it, so he's feeling it now, though, huh?
Maybe it's because he's Batman, and Batman is active in the
He's got to be
nighttime.
up at night. That's true. That's true. Is that what it is? You feel like you need to be protector of the house at night? Yeah? Yeah. Who is it?
Oh. Oh. Is it?
Is that so?
Oh. Oh.
I could do this all day, so.
You and
I think he's trying to tell us about Mandalorian.
Yeah, he
Probably
just wants to
super
get his. He has watched it with me, so he knows what's going on. That's for sure. What are those?
what are those?
There's a Book of Amoria that was on Kickstarter. These are the pin set from the book.
Mm.
Amora, not Amoria. Sorry. Okay, this is fascinating. We're gonna go upstairs. I will return in a second.
All
Can I have
right.
these? Can I have these? Okay. You
We
probably need it.
will be here.
You want to walk? Go walk. Yeah. What do you see?
So, what is new with your job at Pokemon? Your new
And your
role there?
Oh boy. It's been interesting. It's a very different experience. I'm learning a lot about a lot of different aspects of the business outside of sort of what I was experienced in the past with product development and design stuff. Just learning when you're actually delivering an experience to people, what the logistics of all that look like.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been really interesting. It's been a great learning experience. It's a great team, and we're looking forward to stuff. Should have some exciting announcements in the next couple of weeks. That's the reason why I'll be at the Gamma Trade Show, because there'll be a lot of retailers there. So get the chance to talk firsthand with like store owners who are running events, and get some feedback from them. So
do you have a booth at Gamma?
I think we do. I believe we have some of our sales team will be there and support us stuff as well. It's kind of nice to just be along for the ride and not have to worry about coordinating all of those efforts. But I think we have a booth. We might do a seminar or host some kind of happy hour, some kind of mixer or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be going to Origins or Gen Con after all.
You are not?
No. I'm missing a bunch of conventions this year, so.
Are you going to Breakout next? This
No,
weekend?
but I have a friend's wedding to go to, so I'm missing that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's this weekend, right? This coming weekend?
Yeah, it's this weekend. Yeah. I went last year, and that was actually, it was, I find it ironic because it was like probably one of the smaller cons I went to, masked the whole time, but it's called Breakout Con, and that's where I caught COVID.
Oh.
It's like disease name. That's why I got it. But yeah, I was only there for like a day. I didn't even stay the whole time. I was there for like one day, and I got there.
Have you been playing anything new? Any fun games?
No, I haven't really been playing too much.
I thought you played something. Nothing like new.
Yeah, a little while back I went, so I had some game nights with friends. We played Planet Unknown, Gifts of Tulips, Splendor Duel, and
How's
then
that?
it's really good. It's
Is
really
it?
good. Yeah.
I saw it,
Yeah.
but I never got a chance to demo it at Essen. I thought it looked pretty fun.
Yeah, the drafting makes a huge difference in like how you're grabbing the gems and the fact that you have these little scrolls that give you basically like it gives you an extra draft of a gem when you
Mm-hmm.
use it. Yeah, it creates a little bit more of an interesting gaming experience, I think. Aside from that, I had played Santa Monica. That one's fun.
The AEG one where you're like
Yes, I
building
think
the
so.
boardwalk. I think it's a
Yes,
Josh
I
Wood game.
yeah, I really liked it. I was
Okay.
told, yeah, it's mellow, and yeah, it is. You basically just grab a card, add it to your display, and then depending on like what bonus you get or what's on the card, then you get to move your tourists or your locals, and you're basically trying to get them in certain spots on your cards so that you get bonuses. Yeah, that was really fun. And then I played Otis, which is a game I've had for a long time. I had only played it once or twice before, but it's got such a good puzzle mechanism in it in how you do things. Like basically you have a team of divers and they're going to get resources and you're basically trying to fulfill like the requirement of certain cards to score points. But the way that it works is that when you activate a diver, they're all like in order in the water. Basically you're activating a line, and so you're activating their ability and you're getting whatever it says on there. But if you get a resource from their ability, it goes on that line, so it goes in that slot. So you might have like black cubes here, but you have green ones over here, and the card that you're trying to fulfill has green and black cubes, but they're in different spots, so they don't go together. So you're having to like time which diver you're placing where, and there's like a mechanism where you can like swap them, because after they're activated they resurface. So then like everything kind of cycles, and it's like such a fun puzzle. Like I played it after playing it like years ago, and both my friend and I, when we finished the game, it was like, man, this is a good game. And it's so underrated. Like you rarely hear about it. It was published by Pearl Games.
Okay. It's
So it's
OTYS.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I didn't know it was about divers. The name would not really imply that.
When you see like the cover is underwater, it's like an underwater scene, and then you have like all your divers, and it's just such a cool puzzle. And that's basically what I played. I mean, I played the game and Can't Stop like relatively frequently, but those were like 2 game nights that I had that were like planned, and I need to do that more. I need to just schedule like game nights with friends, locals here. Like there's so many people that I can just basically organize like a Wednesday or Thursday, and it's like, hey, let's play games. Like I know some people have, basically regular game nights. It's just I need to have the time to make it there, because I've just been so busy with work and making mosaics. So, yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten much gaming in myself, but I've been looking forward to playing a bunch next month. I think the most recent thing I played was Twin Palms, the Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had played it a couple of years ago when Christy was showing it around, pitching it. I think she's pitching it before they decided to self-publish. I thought it was really clever, and yeah, it's a really fun little like twist on trick taking where you play 2 cards at a time, and it's very simple, but it has a little bit of a bidding and a bluffing mechanic to it. It presents really simply and cleanly, but it's fun. I like trick taking games, so
Yeah, me too.
So, wheels and or doors?
Do we want to do that?
Yeah.
We can do a little bit. How long are we going for? An hour and a half? I don't know. I don't know how many rounds you are supposed to play, but we can get a couple rounds in.
We played a little different because of the betting anyway, so.
Oh, right.
The way that all works. All right. So for those that don't know Wheels versus Doors, this is not the right deck. There are 6 things, 6 categories, 6 things, I guess, on these cards. I will shuffle up these 6 cards, and that'll tell us which ones are going to be versus. And then I'll pull a card, which is this the one we did last time? Yeah, brick wall. Oh, okay. So we'll do this because we already did. Well, maybe not. Whatever. Want to make sure I'm not asking the same questions again, right? All right. So for example, and I will use this dry erase board.
You got Evan in the comments. Hey, Evan.
Okay. So we have Katia. We have Andrew. Okay. So for example, I'm going to shuffle. And I'm just going to do, you can bet up to 3. No, fuck it. You can bet up to 5. No matter what, you can bet up to 5. No matter what the round is, no matter what there are different rules for the game, so we're playing a little differently.
All right.
You can bet up to 5. If you win, you'll get that many. If you lose, you'll lose that many. And if you're down to 0, you're just down to 0. And then
you always bet 5.
Then you'll always bet 5. I don't think I can keep track of everything, so I don't need the wheels. So the way the game works is there's a deck of these wheels. There's wheels and doors on these cards. When you win, you draw from this deck that are shuffled, and if at any point you have 10 wheels or 10 doors, but you don't know what you're getting. When you lose, you get to pick what you're losing, so you'll know what you have, but we'll play a little differently.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
What if in starting with 0 points, we start with 10 points? So you are risking some number off the bat?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Instead of just if we start with 0, why would you never always go with 5? But if we start with 10, then you might be like, I don't want to lose a point. And to make, to start out a little more interesting. Once you bottom out, then go for it. But at least then it starts it off, maybe thinking about not throwing all your points out there.
And you're not suggesting going into the negative, right? Like just once you're at 0.
Right, yeah. Well, if we start at 10 and I go 5 and I'm wrong, and I'm 5 and I'm wrong, then I'm at 0. Then I can just keep going 5. But then I have to work my way back up.
Sure.
And versus I'm not so sure. Maybe I'll risk less points.
That works.
We do what? 10 rounds? 10
we can do 10 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start with 10 points, 10 rounds.
And it's not somebody's turn, then somebody else's turn. You're both going to place a guess. So for this one, we're going to do 2 versus 6.
Yeah.
And this card will be computers or tones of sandstone in Aries rock. What?
I don't understand that.
I don't know what that even means.
Tons?
Not tones. Tons of sandstone?
An amount. Okay. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't know what Aries rock looks like or is. So
it's a big rock.
Chickens. We're doing chickens. We're going to do chickens. So we're going to do computers versus chickens. We'll make this one easy. I don't know what that is either. No.
What are there more?
Rock formation in Australia. It's a big, thing. And they're basically how much does it weigh?
Okay.
In tons?
Right, but
I'm on board for chicken. Okay, so now we bet.
Versus computers is way more interesting.
Yeah, computers versus chickens. So which has more?
And we bet.
Depending on how confident you are, I will ask you each for how many you're betting. Put down. Does it weigh? Would you bet more if somebody else is betting less?
I think we write them down.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Write down our bet. Write down our bet and our guess. Okay. Are we drawing them? I think I drew.
Oh, that's right. You're drawing your answer. Chicken or computers?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You have to draw it.
Okay.
I was like, what? I was like, I shouldn't mention this because like I know the answer is going to be yes, and I was like, oh great, now I gotta draw chickens.
Forgot about that. You must draw your answers.
That's fine. All right, so we write down a number. That's how many we're betting, and then draw our answer.
And draw your answers.
I like how we just can game dev this on the fly.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, I have
I need to find a better marker. These suck. These are my railroad ink ones, so they are very used. They don't really write well anymore.
Good.
I'm gonna try this one. Okay, I have my bid and my art piece, I guess.
But yeah, I'm glad Chris isn't playing for the art's sake.
I know he's so good.
I know.
Not much better.
It's not like it's his day job or something.
True.
I got 3 for computers.
Oh, I got 3 for chickens.
Wow.
Or whatever that lumpy turd bird thing is.
A parrot.
I mean, it's not a computer, so.
It's not a computer.
All right. That's a million. That's a billion. That's a billion. Making sure I get the numbers right. All right.
There got to be a lot.
Computers. There are 2 billion computers.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess these are estimated, right? 2 billion computers. But unfortunately, there are 25,900,000,000 chickens.
Oh, that is crazy. So many chickens.
So we went for 5, which is a 25.9, and computers was the orange.
All right.
So
I got +3.
And down 3.
Okay. Yeah, I like starting this. I think starting this at 10 is good.
Yeah.
I think so. And then Katia, you're at 7. Round
Correct.
1 is complete.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, just think about how many humans are on the planet, and then like we all eat. A lot of us eat chicken, and we have to keep making more chicken. So
That's true.
yeah, but like computers was hard because there's computers in everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's like half of them in this house. All right. 2 versus 4.
42.
42.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my. I think you missed the last time you guys played. My comment in the thread was you should just always do 4 versus 2.
I could. Did we do the last round was 4 versus 2?
Yeah, we did it just the last.
We might do that one no matter what. All right. So, dollars to replace an F1 car engine.
I wish I started watching that show on Netflix.
People who play badminton. Badminton? I think that's a typo.
Badminton, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Badmington? That's how you spell it?
Must be like the British spelling or something. Or the,
all right. So, people who play that in the USA.
What was the first one?
Dollars to replace an F1 car engine. And people who play, I want to say that's badminton.
Badminton. I really need a better marker. This is ridiculous.
How confident do I feel about this?
Badminton's pretty popular.
F1 is. I've heard that there's a really good Netflix series about F1.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Was it good?
It's good.
Do you know how much the engines cost?
I do not.
I didn't
realize I was going to be asked about that. So.
Okay. All right.
What do you got?
Oh.
Both 4s, both different answers. So,
Oh, I like that you put the 42 on your car.
Right? It's like the game that Michael pledged so that we would have our sticker on the car.
For all of the answers, I will not pick. I will choose whatever one is on top. So for this one, the 2 is on top. It's $7.5 million.
Okay.
And for the people who play badminton, it's 1.362 million. So F1 car wins.
Dang, how much?
7.5 million.
That's crazy.
And the badminton was blue.
Yeah.
So 2 versus 4.
Wow, that is an expensive car.
So Katia goes up 4, goes to 11. Andrew goes down 4, goes to 9.
Yeah. Dang.
Round number
I'm
3.
if I have other markers. Oh, wait.
You have all those games behind you. Something must have a
I know,
marker
and
in
I
it.
have so many roll and writes, but some of them are pencils and things. Corinth. Is it a pencil in Corinth?
I don't know if they came. I think they came with pencils. Short little ones.
Can't even find pencils in here. Okay. I'll have to make it work. Oh, actually, hold on. I know where it is.
Oh, wow. This is a good one.
Okay. I'm ready. Okay.
All right. So we got 1 versus 4. Great Dave song. 41. Variations of tree or species of spider.
Ooh. Trees or spiders?
Trees or spiders. For round number 3. Interesting. Make sure your spiders have 8 legs. Make sure your trees have 8 branches.
Okay.
All right.
We're in. What do you got? Trees and trees with both 2. Wow. So for your trees, there are 60,065.
60,065.
For your species of spiders, there are 50,000.
Ah. I was pretty sure that it was
But they only
trees.
meant 2.
But yeah, but both go up 2.
Those were trees, not spiders, right?
Yeah, we both got it right. We both bet the same amount.
Okay, got it.
It's weird that we bet the same amount all 3 times.
Yep. Good night, Alan. Great to see you as always.
Night, Alan.
Night.
Hope all is well. All right, round number 4.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3 versus 4.
Okay.
Number 3, rivets in the Eiffel Tower. Interesting. Or characters to appear on The Simpsons. Sorry. Rivets in the Eiffel Tower or characters to appear on The Simpsons.
Simpsons, eh?
We got a couple answers coming in. Not saying you're right or wrong.
Oops. Oh, sorry. I'm ready.
I agree. Wow, different answers. What do we got? 4 and a 5? Wow. All right.
I think the Eiffel Tower seems too obvious. I'm like, it can't be that. But I could be wrong.
Well, since the Eiffel Tower is the first one on the list there are 2,500 rivets in the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, I would have thought it'd been more.
Me too.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
there are 3,650 characters on The Simpsons.
Wow. I followed my gut. I was right.
Good job. Yeah.
That's a lot of characters.
That was 5 for Andrew and 4 for Katia.
Yeah.
So Katia goes to 17.
Yeah.
Andrew.
No. We're down to
6. That's a big one.
6. Oop, that was that. This is a big one. That was a big one.
I mean, they have had, I guess, over 20 seasons now of The Simpsons. That's also something I tend to forget.
But I don't know. The Eiffel Tower is pretty big. I feel
but I'm surprised they even used rivets. That's not what I would have used to build it. I would have went more like nuts and bolts. Where the hell are the rivets?
There are 2,500 of them.
Yeah, somewhere.
3 for 4 again.
Yeah, it's painful.
Now I feel like I need to go to the Eiffel Tower and be like, I want to see where the rivets are in here.
All right. Number 3. Cities in China or gondoliers in Venice?
Gondoliers.
Venice is beautiful. Good night, Evan. Just noticed your comment.
Oh, dang.
To answer Joe's questions, they are commas. I'll show you the last card. They are commas. Some of the spellings are definitely not. I don't know where this was made, but cities in China or gondoliers in Venice. Curious what you're gonna draw.
That's part of my decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, which of these can I draw?
Bet 0 and draw the one that's easy to draw.
I have to draw. Sorry, I'm drawing really quickly. All right. Okay.
All right. What do you got? 3 and 3 and both in Venice, huh? All right. So cities in China, there are 813 cities in China.
Mm-hmm.
There are only 425 gondoliers in Venice.
Wow. That's not a lot.
Nope.
Katia should get a point for just having a better picture, though. My picture is terrible.
Yeah, no points for pictures. Andrew, you're down to 2.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
And we are halfway through.
Yes, I am. I can still come back.
Yeah, for sure. Although you can only bid 2 based on your rules now.
No, we said if you get down to 0, you can bid 5. You can still
right, but right now you can only bid 2. Like that's your max bid.
No, because then I get stuck. You can always bid 5. You just can't go below 0.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Like my
Maybe
stretch.
I'm not, maybe I'm not confident and I don't want to go to 0.
Sure. I don't think you will. I think you'll be fine. This will be the game changer right here. All right. Number 5 is Cars. Just straight up Cars. And number 6 is a fucking paragraph. Global viewers of the London 2012 Olympic opening ceremony. So are there more Cars or are there more viewers of the opening ceremony in 2012? Where was it? Oh, London. Okay.
I was about to say.
Oh, that's cool, Joe.
Huh.
All right.
Joe's in with Cars. All right, Katia for 4 saying the Olympics. Andrew with Cars saying betting 5 for Cars. So for Cars, there are 1.46 million cars. That number 5 in purple right there.
Billion.
1.46 billion. Yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I said million. I said million. There were only 900 million watching the opening ceremony.
Damn
in
it!
2012.
Damn it!
So, you bid 5, and Katia, you bid 4.
I go down 4.
All right, so you're at 9.
You did say this was going to be a game changer question.
And Andrew, you are at 7.
Woo! Right back in it.
Right back in it.
Just like that.
Hold it. If I had known you in 2008, I would have looked for it. Although, we might be going back. Hopefully next year. Okay. We are doing 4 verse 3, or 3 verse 4. I guess that makes more sense. And Facebook users or cows. Some would argue they're the same.
Well, we know there are a lot of chickens. Does Facebook users count all the bots?
That's a good question.
That's more for Twitter, right?
Yeah, definitely for Twitter.
That
would have been good if it was Facebook users or sheep.
Facebook users or cows.
Some of these are great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. They're so specific, and the numbers are obviously rounded. But like, number of $100 notes in circulation. Is that U.S.? Is that? Do they have $100 notes in Britain? I want to say this is. It's not here. This is UK. Oh, so fun fact. This was created by Matt Edmondson, and it notes here that he is a Wheels believer in the Wheels versus Doors argument. So, Matt, I'm sure you're watching. Thanks for that information.
Of course he is.
Oh, I dropped the card. Okay. All right, so Facebook users are cows, and how are you drawing your Facebook users?
Yeah, I drew a cow.
Cow.
Oh, your cow's so much better than mine. Like,
2 and 2. Look at this.
Why
All
are
right,
you going for 2? You should have went for like I
No.
thought you.
I have 7.
Facebook
I'm above
users.
5. I have points to lose now.
There are, as this card is going to tell you, there are 2.89 billion. Sorry, 2.89 billion Facebook users. Not as many cows. Only 1.5 billion cows.
Okay.
At least we both got it the same.
Yep.
That was only 2 for you guys, correct?
2 for
Yeah, 2.
All right, so now Katia is at 7. Andrew is at 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to round 8. This is a fun one. I like this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It plays a little different, obviously, but it's still fun. Maybe you learned some shit too.
You'll have it. You'll bring in an A roll?
Yeah, I'll bring it. 2 versus 6.
If you have room for it. I don't know. Probably takes up a lot of space.
It doesn't, and I could bring just like 1 deck instead of the 3. And we can use whatever for poker chips. But I do have to travel light because of heading out to Reno. What am I doing? 2 versus 6. So I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Apple stores. I'm going to assume it's Apple stores, not like edible apples, or organized marathons. Apple stores or organized marathons. Two verse 6. What are you doing, buddy?
But how it's supposed to whatever.
Yeah, I think for the argument of this conversation, I think Apple stores, not your Red Delicious.
Going down to the Apple store and getting me some Granny Smiths.
I mean, if that's what you like. This is a good one. Oh, wow. Huh. All right, we got... Wait, go put that back up. I wasn't looking. I was reading how many Amazon fulfillment centers there are. That's a marathon, and that's an Apple store. Okay, you're both bidding 4. Cool. So Apple stores, there are 517.
That's it?
It says 517 in orange.
Okay.
Organized marathons, 3,758.
Whoa. Okay. I did not think it was going to be by that much.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Oh.
You both bid 4, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Crushed.
One of us is going up instead of down.
Crushed.
All right, we got a 10-point gap. You can do it.
I mean, sure.
There's 2 more. Use 2 more. A swing. You can do this. Have faith. All right. We are going to do 42.
42.
It was not planned. Ships in the Spanish Armada.
What the hell is that?
Like, currently?
Like they're Spanish Navy, I believe. Yeah, it says. I mean, I think so.
Like their army, you mean? Like their fleet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ships in the Spanish Armada.
Okay.
Or pounds of grapes to make 10 bottles of wine. You could also play this like high-low and just do 1 and like closest to it without going over, just to have like numbers. What do you think the number would be rather than just which one has more. What do you where are you on that track?
Like wits and wagers.
Yeah. That Fun Facts by Repos does that. It'll have a question, and then you got to write down on your thing, and you got to put them in order of what you think other people guessed and wrote down.
Yeah. I played that. That one was fun.
We played that at the gathering.
I played it there, but I don't think I played it with y'all. Maybe I played it with the Capels and Stefan. I think I think he had
Stefan,
it because he had a prototype copy and he was playing it over the course of the week.
He brought it to QSCon. I think that's where I played it. I don't think I played it at the gathering.
Yeah, I only played it at QSCon.
All right, ships in the Spanish Armada versus pounds of grapes in 10 bottles of wine. What do you got? We have. All right, so wines it is, huh? All right, Spanish Armada. There are 150 ships in the Spanish Armada. But it takes 306 pounds of grapes to make 10 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Grapes it is. What were the numbers there? What'd you bet?
3. And Andrew 5.
3 and 5. So 14 and 6. All right. I mean, Jeopardy, right? You're not gonna. All right, so it's the final round. We're doing 42 again. All right. Blogs published every 10 minutes, or black taxis in London. Mountain goats.
Black taxis in London or yellow taxis in New York?
That'd be a good one too. I like how high a bee can fly.
Yeah.
So blogs published every 10 minutes, or black taxis in London. Should force both of you to bid 5.
Hey.
Because you bid 1 and it's not a risk.
Yeah. That's okay. Final round could be double or nothing. I don't know.
Yeah. You can bet up to 10. Ooh.
But you can go negative in the last round.
Yeah. But that's interesting because then that would force the person in the lead to make sure they bid enough to stay in the lead or risk it. And
yeah.
That's a good one. All right. So we got the blogs published every 10 minutes or the black taxis in London. So you all killed your markers on this one, huh?
Yeah.
Good job. And when do we got 5 and 2? I should write down because then I forget. Okay. Blogs published every 10 minutes. There are 52,083 blogs published every 10 minutes.
That's insane.
Yep, people have a lot to say.
Yeah, they do.
21,000 black taxis in London.
So we lose our points.
Go down to pretty much nothing.
So
I only go down 2.
You go to 12. Andrew goes to 1.
Woo, I'm in positive.
So the final score after 10 rounds of this modified version of Wheels versus Doors, or Wheels Doors versus, is Katia has a 12 and Andrew had 1.
Beat me again. 2 for 2.
Yep.
Good game. That was fun.
I like
That
this
was
one. Yeah. Good stuff. So that is Wheels versus Doors. Modified.
How do we do in the comments?
Joe is killing most of them.
He wants to listen to Mando stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Mando
He
stuff.
went to do the work call and then came back with the marathons, but he was doing really well in the beginning.
We are at the Mando stuff now.
We are. Yeah, I didn't do.
Yeah,
I'm still on. I'm also still announcements. These have all been announcements. So
we announced that Katia is the queen of games tonight.
hey, so we'd like to welcome back Andrew. I'm so done. All right, now we're gonna get into this thing. So for those that have not seen Mandalorian season 3 or any of the Mandalorian, catch up. You should be watching the show. It's pretty amazing. We are going to go into heavy spoilers for stuff that you haven't seen. So while this banner is up, what is going on there? That was weird. Oh, that's because my phone's over there. Yeah. So while this banner is up, there will be Mandalorian talk. So if you're not caught up, either pause this and go watch and come back. If you're watching this in the future, if you're watching this live, yeah, you probably sit the next half hour with earmuffs. Or if you just don't give a shit and you want to hear us talk about Mando and reasons why you should watch it, then keep your volume on and watching the show. What do you think about Mandalorian season 3?
I'm going to let Andrew go first because you said you had things to say about the episode, the first episode. And I'm curious.
Yeah, I haven't loved it. The first episode in particular felt very much like they were just kind of reminding us of all the stuff that had happened. Like, hey, remember Grief Karga? Yeah, he's still around. He's a high magistrate now. He's running this planet. Remember Bo-Katan? Yeah, she's still kind of pouting off on this planet by herself. Remember, the Mandalorian and Grogu? Yeah, they've got a cool ship now, and they're cruising around. And I felt like it was a lot of little vignettes that didn't really go anywhere or move the plot forward, but just kind of were like, hey, we're back. Remember all the stuff that you maybe encountered over the last 2 seasons? And none of it really felt like it was driving the story forward in a way. It felt like it led to a lot of kind of dead ends to me that just didn't really, I don't know, for the start of a season after being away for a while, I was kind of underwhelmed. And I felt like they started to kind of introduce stuff that felt like it wasn't going to go anywhere. Like, we're going to bring IG-11 back. Nah, not really. Because he's still evil, and like, it'll give us a chance to introduce I don't remember what the race of Babu Frick aliens are. They're like, remember, like, it like goes throwing just random stuff, and they're like, remember these guys from Rise of Skywalker? They're cute. You like them? Okay. You probably won't see them again, but wasn't that fun? And Baby Yoda tried to hug one. Oh, that was adorable. Isn't Baby Yoda cute? I don't know. It just it bugged me in ways that just didn't really excite me about it coming back. The second episode was much better, but the first episode, I felt like it was just, remember Grief Karga and his planet? Yep, there it is. Remember Mandalorian has a cool ship now? Yep. Remember the rest of the Mandalorian tribe? Yeah, they're hanging out on this weird cave planet by this body of water that has a monster in it that, like, all kind of just felt like it was introduced from out of nowhere, and then like he just shows up to save them and then takes off and leaves them there. I'm just like, it felt kind of just like all slapped together and didn't really feel very coherent to me in moving the story forward. So, I don't know. I mean, I could keep going on and on about all the little stuff that kind of bugged me about it, because I did not really love that first episode. They also introduced like pirates randomly, and one of them looked like a plant version of Pizza the Hut. That
pretty accurate. And it's pretty accurate.
I'm like, okay, who's this like plant drippy kind of pirate guy that we'll probably also never see again? I kind of hope we don't, because I'm like, all right, he seems random and not important.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my hot take for episode 1.
I mean, I see your point. I kind of agree with some of it, but obviously Bo-Katan, they're coming to, like, they're showing us Bo-Katan because she's gonna be in the show. Like,
Yeah. The
they're
second
coming back to
episode,
her because she's gonna. I think it's gonna be, yeah, like she found herself. Okay, well, that's going into episode 2, but like she finds a purpose. um, but yeah, and then the droid also, like them bringing us back to that planet, it leads to the new droid, which I didn't realize, but it's actually the same droid that, like, I watched something and it was the same droid that Luke.
It's
And
R5. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
R5D4. He's the droid that had the bad motivator that they were gonna buy, and the Jawas were like, "Oh, sorry," and they get R2D2 instead. Of
right.
him.
So yeah. So I mean, I think that's kind of cool because, yeah, in a way, do we want to see the same droid?
I mean, I think people did want to see IG-11 come back, but I was like, how do you bring this guy back? He like blew up his core and was in lava, and they made a statue out of him, and then they're gonna recover him. And
I'm surprised they were able to salvage that much out of him, to be honest.
Yeah, it felt weird. And also, so this gets a little bit into the second episode, but because I had forgotten that Mandalorian doesn't like droids that much, but he's like, except for this one, he really trusts. But then when it's back to sort of the programming and tries to kill him, he's like, yeah, this other droid will do fine too. So it's kind of like he got over his dislike of droids pretty quickly because it served the story. And just like it felt like it was kind of inconsistent to the character, and it felt like it's just an excuse to, I don't know, introduce droids into the show, and like just wear a breathing apparatus. Clearly, like it goes down to the planet, and his helmet works and protects him. Like, what does he need? I don't understand what he needed a droid for, other than to introduce a droid. It just, all right. Some of this stuff is just not making sense. Like Star Wars never like really makes sense, but there are things where I'm like, what? Why? I didn't understand why I needed a droid. Just put on a breathing apparatus, go to the planet, test the atmosphere. If it's not safe, don't take off your helmet.
Yep.
Like what? But instead we have this random droid stuff.
That is my only point of contention is that there's no reason for that. Obviously you had the mask that helps you out to begin with. So why did you have to do this thing? I think it was a little bit of fan service with R5. I kind of like seeing R5. I thought we saw him R5 somewhere else in the story before then. I don't know if that was his first appearance. Obviously we've known him from the original, but
he showed up before at Pelly's place. He's been around
in there, right? Yeah. But I think you're right in episode 1 or chapter 18, I think is what it technically is. But I think it does it well, right? Like Bo doesn't move. She sits on that throne that entire scene and doesn't fucking move. And there's still a presence of what's going on in that hall, right? It just, you kind of see her just losing it. And I think, I don't know what episode 3 is going to be, but I think my second point of contention is going to be the fact that she doesn't just take the Darksaber back. If she's so anti, like, Mando, you're corrupted, why are you listening to all this bullshit? Like, you can take off your helmet, you're fine. Okay, well then you're not adhering to the code. So, but you don't want to take the Darksaber back because you have to win it in battle. All right, but that's part of the. So why this and not that? But I don't know if that's going to change. So I'm tentative on that one, and I agree with you in the episode 1. But I thought it was when Grogu went and hugged the little creature. I thought that was fucking great. I think we're getting more of his use of the Force. There's time that has passed since we've seen them before, right? Like there was training that was done in between. So he should be a little bit stronger. He's starting to talk now. There was a lot of stuff that was the IG thing. Okay, fine. I don't think Mando trusted droids, so he wanted to get back the one that he trusted. But yeah, there shouldn't have been that many parts of him still available. I like seeing a tree full of Kowakian monkey lizards. I thought that was awesome. So there's a lot of Easter eggs for the fans that like the stuff. I don't know why they're doing some dumb ritual on a beach when they know there's a gigantic fucking crocodile in the water.
Right?
Like, you could do that anywhere else, yeah. But whatever. I mean, he comes in and he has that little thing, and he was going there for a reason, because he found this artifact from Mandalore. So he's bringing it back, going, okay, well, if I can do this thing, can I be redeemed?
Yeah.
At this point, if I was Mando, I would have just killed everybody and said, fuck it, like, I'm done.
I mean, he's the only one with a spaceship that can kill a giant croco lizard, and the rest of them are, just hanging out on a beach. I also don't understand, when we last saw him in the Book of Boba Fett, there was the armorer and the other guy, and they're hanging out on the space station. And now they've relocated to this like cave that it seemed like a worse setting. And it's like, why did you leave the space station where you seemed like you had it okay, you were living kind of down the bottom, and now you're just living in dirt caves? Like, how bad off do these people have it? Like, it doesn't seem like, I don't know, they haven't really explored like if they're like being hunted or on the run. It doesn't seem like there's any threat to them anymore. Like, the Empire doesn't really exist, so
yeah,
who's threatening the Mandalorian people that they have to still be in hiding? I don't understand.
We first met them in a cave, though, didn't we? When we first meet them, they're hidden, and then they get found out, so they move. Yeah,
but they've never really established like who they're hiding from.
For sure.
Because the Empire is like, there are remnants of it around, right? This is after Return of the Jedi, but they're not really a force. So I've never been convinced of like what they're hiding from. Who are they afraid of at this point? Their planet is gone. The Empire's gone. Why are they trying to rebuild a society somewhere? Why do they have to feel like they're hidden, but only certain sects of them? There's some stuff there that hasn't really connected for the, I don't know, the clan of Mandalorians that Din is still like loyal to. That it's starting to like strain credulity for me.
Yeah.
At first, we're like, okay, when they sort of had their whatever, I forgot what they call it, covert or something on the planet where he started. Like, all right, that's fine. They've got their own kind of little hidden base, but they had a decent spot. Now they're living in a fucking cave with nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are going backwards, not forwards.
Yeah. It's true.
Go ahead.
No, good.
I was going to say, I'm curious to see where it goes with the whole Din wanting to go in the waters and redeem himself. Like, why is that so important when you could say, fuck this? Because I don't think he's going to rule Mandalore. I don't think he wants that. So why do you need so bad to be redeemed? Like, where is it? That's the piece I'm missing, and I'm hoping will come clear at some point. The other thing so you mentioned it doesn't make sense why he wants to do that, but then he's like the why they still basically like Bo-Katan doesn't wear the helmet, but she still really believes in like having to get the dark saber in order to rule Mandalore. But so I watched something this weekend, and it was explaining how basically Din would be coming from the Night Watch group versus Bo-Katan not. So I could see how they have those different like idealism, but the dark saber applies to everyone. Like, I get that. So to me, that's not the issue, but the issue is why he wants to be redeemed so bad when it has zero bearing at this point, because his people are so like, like you said, living in a cave. And
I think it what I've seen some people kind of allude to recently is that with this season and the way they've sort of presented the story of the Mandalorians as a people is sort of as an analog to the Jewish people and the diaspora, and like, they're all people of faith, but they have different sort of ways in which they adhere to the faith. So like like Bo-Katan, I'm trying to relate. Like Bo-Katan is, Protestant, and the other Mandalorians are Catholic, or like Bo-Katan is like a Reformed Jew, so she's like, well, I don't really keep kosher, and the armorer and her sect are like Orthodox, and they follow different tenets, but they're all still believing in a same sort of core tenet and faith. So I think like that's a way to contextualize it. And Din is, I guess, like struggling with his faith. He's like, I still want to be as adherent to the original tenets that our people believed in, but then he sees people like Bo-Katan and like, well, we all sort of came from the same people, but we've diverged in like how we practice our religion.
Yeah, because they see it as a cult, right? Like, why do you believe that cult stuff? You should believe this. Well, wait a minute. I mean, isn't your thing a cult as well? Like, you can argue both.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. I see the difference, but I also to go back to what I'm holding off from. The two it's still under one thing, and
Mm-hmm.
Bo-Katan is like, why are you even going with that stuff? Like, it's all just rubbish. Like, don't whatever. And Mando's just like, this is all I know, so this is what I'm gonna do. But then I don't know, that whole thing with just take the dark. I don't want the dark saber. Take the dark saber. Here it is. Like, do your thing. And she's like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, I felt like they really kind of drove that more home in, like, we kept jumping ahead a little bit to the second episode. But I mean, I think kind of have to talk about it all. When she goes to rescue him and wields the dark saber and is like super proficient with it as compared to him like stumbling with it. It's like clearly it belongs in her hands because she's comfortable with it. She, knows how to wield it. Like, I don't know if they're gonna like lead up to a point where she does sort of re-earn it and like take, her rightful place and get more respect, because like she clearly is more comfortable with it than he is, and it feels like very forced. It's like, it's almost like he's like, to again put it in the religious context, he's trying to believe in something that maybe he just doesn't really believe in. Like, he's struggling with his faith, and she's like confident in her faith, and that's why the dark saber is sort of an analog to faith and belief, and
it's true. It has to do with the person who wields it, and Bo is confident in who she is and what she believes in, and Din is not. He's not confident in it. He to the point where he doesn't want it. He's basically like, he's like Luke, right, in episode 7, where he's like, here's this laser sword, I don't want anymore. He doesn't want the thing.
Right. But he's being told how important it is, so he's still trying to believe that. But he's like, yeah, I feel like, and like, this is where I can, take a step back and say, like, look, there may be some individual, story beats that, don't kind of resonate well, but the overarching story that I think they're trying to tell with, with like faith and belief and, even spirituality, like there's interesting stuff there. It's kind of like, sometimes I feel like it's kind of at odds with we still want to tell a fun story, so we're going to throw monsters and have random battles and stuff too. And sometimes you're like, yeah, but that, I think, sometimes unbalances the cool story that you're trying to tell. But I get like, sometimes you need some light moments of it too. It can't all be about, the kind of the heavier wrestling with your faith aspects of it.
Interesting way to look at it.
Well, I mean, now that we've seen the monster.
Right. And definitely at that last couple seconds of episode 2, I think that's true. Up until that point, I feel like Bo is very confident in who she is and what she believes in, and the differentiation and the sex and whatever, SECTS, until that last, just before the credits hit, right? When she goes down, she saves Din, and you see that look in her face because she saw the mythosaur, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not just fairy tales. Like, that shit actually believe, like that's true. And I think there's a shift there. Up until that point, I don't think so. I was reading it as Bo was going to try and convince Din, and Din at some point was just going to take his mask off and be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm done. Until that point where you look at her face and then you see like, oh wow.
It's like you saw the face of God. She's like, oh, okay, God is real. I mean,
right. Exactly.
It's a bit of a leap there, but it's like, it's like someone tells you to believe something, and you're like, yeah, but I just have to believe, have to have faith, and then they actually provide a real example of it, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
It's
this is
like
not just
Kat-
like
Katia is the only person on the planet that can see ghosts, and then all of a sudden you see a ghost.
yeah.
To me, the thing that's gonna bother me is if they're gonna wrap it in the sense that the reason why Din is going in the waters and wants to redeem himself is because he thinks he's gonna be ruling Mandalore because he has the sword. If that's how they loop it, I'm gonna be pissed because we all get that whole sense that it's like, no, he knows he is not meant for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
if
don't-
that's where they're going, I'm gonna be upset. But
I don't think that.
Okay.
I don't see that. I don't read it that way, right? I don't think Din. I think Din's just doing it because that's what he believes in, and without
That's what
that,
he
he'll
knows.
feel lost.
yeah,
I don't
maybe.
think they're trying to set him up to rule Mandalore. I don't. I hope not, but I don't.
Yeah. I've also heard rumor, supposition that it's actually Grogu who is the Mandalorian, the title character. Because Din is not like from Mandalore, right? He was on a different planet. He was rescued by Mandalorians from battle droids and sort of adopted into the faith, but he wasn't like born or raised on the planet originally. He was brought there as an orphan, kind of like Grogu is too. So like Grogu is technically a Mandalorian of the faith, not of the like people, and that's where ultimately the story will lead. Like maybe Grogu will wield the dark saber.
I don't think so. I don't even see Grogu as a Mandalorian yet because it's like
Not yet.
he doesn't have a helmet.
No, but he's being trained. Like they've made a point of Din kind of training him in the ways of the Mandalorian, and they make a big point that like Grogu chose the path of Mandalore, not the
Versus
Jedi.
Jedi. True.
So he declined that path to stay on the path of who he believes his people are. So I don't know.
I don't know. There's something else I was gonna say. I forget now.
That
It'll come back.
dumbass one-eyed droid thing. What the fuck?
Oh, what? I loved it.
What the heck? That was cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a cool threat. Like, I mean, it was kind of a throwaway monster threat, but I thought it was a cool design with the way it got into the bigger mech thing and then popped out. And I thought it was just cool character design.
Me too.
Looking, fun, but better than pizza pirates.
So the pirates are going to come into play with something else, I think. There's no reason why they brought them in there. They gave you those characters. They let the one guy go. Is it Skeleton Crew that's coming out? That's also the other live action.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to setting up something there because they like doing those things that end up coming back. Like look at episode 1 with the Purgles, like.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you got Ahsoka coming. You know they're out looking for Ezra. You know that the end of whatever had the Purgles, whatever those. You know what I'm talking about.
Big space hyperspace whales.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
I think they introduced the pirates in this one in the way that they did to show off Mando's ship.
Yep.
The ability of the ship, his skills. I think it was purely to like show out, like to have a cool scene about the ship.
Yep.
Yeah, I do think they'll come back. I also don't know if it would be in this series. Going back to that creature you don't like with the one eyeball, I loved it because it reinforces the whole like machine creature, like whatever surgeries that they can do there, like with Fennec, with General Grievous and all of them, like and Darth Maul. Like Darth Maul to me was like the biggest one where I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like how is he? How? So to see something like that with one eyeball and probably just the brain, like that's it. That's all that's in there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, in my own headcanon, I don't think anybody else believes this or maybe even considered it. I wanted it to be like that was an evil Bomar monk. You know, the Bomar monks that like
Yeah.
they live in the container and they run around Jabba's palace and they're fortune.
Jabba's palace.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want that to be like a warrior Bomar monk who got a different like mechanical contraption for its body, and it was more of like a scavenger, like again, like sucking its blood, siphoning fluids and stuff. That I don't know. That was just my headcanon for it. But
if that was the thing, that would have been cool. I'd get on board with that. But like it died and then it crawled away and jumped. We assume it jumped into the big thing and not just like there's just more of them running around that cave. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed like.
Well, that's how I made it cool in my head with my headcanon. But I was gonna say like that's the thing that I do really like about Star Wars is that like it when it doesn't explain everything, it leaves stuff to your imagination and you can kind of spin off the stories to satisfy your needs, So it's like, this thing is random. I don't know where it is. It never showed up before, but I'm going to pretend it's this thing. And to me, that makes it cooler.
Yeah.
And Star Wars presents a ton of that stuff. And we can sit here debating like why it was cool or not cool. And no one really can be right or wrong about it.
No, it just seemed like, I don't know. It seemed like such a disconnected part of what was going on because now he's caught. And he gets the paralyzing agent, and then Grogu gets on the ship, and Grogu goes to Mandalore and gets Bo, and Bo is at the end of it. She's like, "That's it. I'm ending this once and for all." Like she's ready to do battle with Din at that point. Then she gets in her own ship and goes with Grogu to the planet, and it's like, but then how does she know that she can walk on the planet? Because didn't she think it was all ruined too? Like that whole scene just seemed, I don't know.
I think she's been there.
Because she did something like she says like there's nothing there, in the way that like she's been there and she knows there's nothing there, and and Din is only going because of his belief that bathing in the water is there. It's like, well, you can go to the mines, but you'll find water, but that's like you're not going to find what you're looking for there because you're not going to find actual salvation by swimming in waters. But if you need to do that, then go to town. But I think Katja's right that like. I think she does know that there's nothing really of value in the sense of tangible stuff on the planet anymore.
Sure, I meant the poison air though. Like there was nothing. But to Dyson's point, R5's memory was already probably.
Or she just Grogu came back and was like, well, you went there and you came back, so I guess you're okay.
Yeah. Well, R5, I think R5 was on the Starfighter too. So.
Sure.
Good point.
Okay, so now I have a gripe with Grogu. Ever since he learned how to jump, now it's like that's what they want to show off, the fact that he can like jump and do front flips and stuff like that. They have to fix how he looks when he jumps because there needs to be like a recoil, like a spring. Right now, he's just basically coming out and flipping and it looks stupid. It has to, like, it's just not how the body works. Any 100%. Jedi, when they leap far, they will, like, spring for it, and he is missing that bounce, and it looks so fake, and I can't stand it.
I agree 100%. The Grogu effects, especially now that he uses the Force, are not good. He looks like he's like a football just being flung around.
Yep.
Like he looks like an object. He looks like a toy that's just being tossed about. It does not. It breaks the suspension of disbelief for me. It doesn't look like in-world real the way he just. It's tosses himself around with the Force, and like you could be like, well, he's not jumping; he's using the Force to project himself. But you're right; it doesn't. Even if that's true, it looks really cheesy.
Yeah.
And it probably is a toy that they're throwing around.
Like the problem is, it looks like a toy they're throwing around because it probably is, and they're not spending any effort to make it look better.
I swear to God, mine went missing for 2 weeks. I'm sure that's what happened. It just went, filmed, and then came back.
I agree. I kind of just wish they would like leave him in his little hover chair all the time. Like he's fine when he's in there, but when they try and make him walk around, I don't think he's ever really looked that good. Like he's cute, but he looks like a toy the whole time. And the thing I don't understand is like Yoda always looks good. Like the Yoda puppet always looks like you don't think so?
I mean, there are times. Well, no, the puppet. You're talking real life, not digital.
Yeah. Like when they do physical effects for Yoda and they use the puppetry for him, it looks good and real. And I think like this is maybe it's all digital. Maybe they need a physical thing, but I feel like it's like
I think it's the other way around. I think he's all physical, and they need to start doing some digital effect with him because I think he's currently a puppet, and everything is moving with the puppet. But the legs, I think, are the problem. Like they probably don't have a good something in the legs that give him like that spring, that natural walking movement, or like because right now, yeah, he moves and it's just he's being dragged or he's like I don't know. I don't know.
it's like he's an object, not a living character thing. I agree. It's not. It does not look great.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know if we were introduced to them in the Clone Wars.
Oh no, Rebels.
It was Rebels, yeah. So to correct you that time. Joe, if you haven't watched Rebels, watch Rebels. Rebels is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm on board with you, Katia. The Grogu effects are not good.
Yeah.
The other thing too is I forget her name. The character who's with the Jawas and does all the mechanic work.
Peli Mado.
They're spending a little too much time with her every time. She's like, to me, she's like a side character. She was funny like the first couple times. Now I find her annoying. She's too much. I don't think she's acting very well, to be honest with you. I think she's over the top. Like, I think she needs to reel it in a little bit to make it more believable. Right now, there's like too much fake acting in her presence. Whenever they go to her now, I'm like cringy. Like, it's just cringy. Anyways, that's
too long. I agree.
Yeah.
No, there was an episode. Was it in the Mando 2.5 that it happened? She fell and it got knocked out. So the continuity is smart that it's missing, and it was obvious that it's missing in this episode, but it did get knocked out.
In that last episode of Boba Fett, when they were on the little like cart.
Yeah.
She went, yeah. I had forgotten that, but I also was like, yeah, she lost a tooth, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot. This episode, or episode 2 or 19, or whatever that shit, the latest episode of Mando, it really helps if you know Clone Wars and Rebels, and if you've gone through that stuff, because this is the first time we've been on Mandalorian live action. So not only is this Din's first time going there, and in turn Grogu's, and you obviously Bo has already been there, but this is our first time looking at this stuff. But we've been there before in the animated, so it's kind of cool to see it. Although it's real life now, it's so dilapidated and destroyed. It's really cool that we're there for the first time, really there for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But watch Clone Wars and Rebels. It's going to be a jump from Clone Wars to Rebels in the animation style. Give it some time, but if you haven't, I still think Rebels is my favorite. So good. Watching it again and seeing all the stuff that's going on and being able to look at other things that aren't drawing your eye to the camera, like because when you watch it for the first time, the camera is telling you what to look at, right? A lot of the times, and in Star Wars, a lot of the stuff you want to see is behind, is all off camera or like right to the side of where you should be looking, and you're like, oh, did you see that? All those Easter eggs and everything. And Rebels is just so, especially with the Ahsoka series coming, and the rumblings of what's going on. To start off with the first episode of season 3 in the Purgles, and we might not see them again, but in Mando we might not see them again, but that's a really nice nod to where we left Rebels, and it's really, they're still doing as we can gripe about certain things, and bitch and moan about this and that. It's so much fun to just watch it. Right, no matter how bad it is and how bad Grogu looks at someone off camera throwing him across the screen, it's still phenomenal stuff.
However, here's a thought. What if they kept it very, very secret? And what if Ezra shows up in this series and that's how they end, and then they go into Ahsoka?
I don't know if we'll see Ezra, because that'll kind of defeat, unless it's the end of the series, because like the way, and this is little Rebel spoilers, but the way that it ends, I think we see Sabine in this.
Mm-hmm. That makes more
I
sense.
don't think we see Ezra. I think we'll see Sabine. We might even see Obi. But I think that would be the lead in to the Ahsoka series is we may see Sabine because of Mandalorian and the way that it's focusing on all that, because Sabine takes off her helmet. So like there's a lot of, and Sabine and Bo know each other, right? That whole line that Bo said to Grogu about how she knew Jedi and they used to be good friends, right? Like that's a nod to like when she was with Ahsoka and she was with like there it would be kind of cool to see Obi pop in just for something. I don't know what, I don't know how. I think it would kind of be cool because they dropped that little nugget there of like, yeah, I kind of fought with a couple of them. Like I know some. That would be really cool if the need arises. Like Mandalorian came and helped Boba Fett, so maybe Obi comes and helps Bo. I don't know how it would work, but I do think, to your point, I think we do see
Force
a
Ghost
Rebels
Obi?
character, but I think it's Sabine.
Right, but Obi-Wan's dead. Like it has to be Force Ghost Obi. This is after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to be alive. I think there might be a little. I guess it wouldn't make sense if he was a ghost then. All right, you talked me out of it. Fine.
It'd be a little bit weirder, I think.
I guess. I just like that she used that line there, and if you know, you know, kind of moment. Maybe that's just what it was then. But if you know, right? Like Bo saying, I know, I fought with Jedi. Like we used to be good friends. Like,
yeah, I think it's more likely that Ahsoka or somebody else related in Rebels shows up at this point than anybody else that pulls farther back. We also hopefully maybe we'll get more flashbacks, backstory about Grogu and like what happened at the Jedi Temple. How did he get who rescued him? How did he get off? Because we've seen like tiny glimpses of sort of flashbacks of memory from him, but most of the other Jedi on Coruscant were killed, and he was there and he was rescued. So
yeah,
I mean, you could get like Obi-Wan and a flashback of like being part of who rescued him. I don't know. And it feels weird, like that would never come up. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, I rescued another Yoda, youngling, but I forgot to mention it to everyone for the last 50 years.
So that brings up a good point. So I did go down the rabbit hole with a couple things just to, I want to make sure that I understand certain things along the way. And there was a thing about the Jedi Council, the what's his name? Kiadi, I think. Because of his species was rare, he had been given the right to procreate because you're not supposed to have attachments and you're not supposed to do that sort of thing, but they gave him permission because of his species status. And I think it led that article down to Yoda species, which we don't know, and Yaddle, and how they might have been given, because the timeline kind of makes sense that Grogu never left the temple, but he's Yaddle and Yoda's kid.
Ooh.
And it made sense, and obviously you're looking at it from that perspective and with that lens, like, well, if they it's canon that they did this for I want to say it was Kiadi, not Kit. It was known that they have given special consideration to certain species and certain masters, that Yoda and Yaddle, since their species was so rare, that it would fit.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I have a question. We're going to presume that Grogu and Yoda are the same species.
Yes.
Or maybe half species if Grogu is a weird Yoda Yaddle child or something like that. But anyway, I'm going to assume that Grogu and Yoda are the same species. And so we know that they live a long time. Yoda lived to be 900 or whatever. And Grogu is 50? He's still very, very young. But even if he's been around for 50 years, how has he not developed any speech yet? Like, okay, I get it. People take longer to develop. It's like he's still basically like 3 months old, and like it's going to take him that long to develop speech. I'm having a hard time going like 50 years and you still haven't learned how to talk yet, dude.
But he doesn't know how to talk in English.
True, but you also don't know who he's been around for 50 years, right? Like he was
Sure.
I'll be in his little egg capsule for a lot of it, trying to be like hide out or not get caught or whatever it was. There could be a reason. I think that's easy to explain if they decide to make it canon. I think that's easy to explain.
Maybe.
You gotta show Dyson's comment.
I saw it. That's good.
Oh, nice. And yes, I think there's definitely some yodeling going on. And I think, and I guess this will kind of go into not Visions, Tales of the Jedi. If you haven't watched Tales of the Jedi, they're quick. They're like 13 to 15-minute episodes. They're pretty amazing, different in art style, but great stories. And I think that's why they kind of gave us that story, because one of the stories had to do with Yaddle. And as a Star Wars fan, you're looking at the Jedi Council, and you understand like battles happen and wars are going on, and everyone that was on the council in 1 is not on the council in 2. And you're like, that's kind of weird that we had this little glimpse of this character in the background and like nothing came of it. And that should be like the important people of the Jedi Order. And then they give us, years later, they give us this little nugget of, oh, well, this is what happened to that character you've been wondering about for the better part of a few decades, right? Or a few decades, 299. So yeah. So yeah, I think rabbit hole again and trying to make sense of the chaos. I think that might be why, and it would make sense because what else do we know about them? We don't even know their species yet, right? So maybe they don't talk. Maybe they until they're 100 years old. I mean, who knows?
Maybe. I mean, I can convince myself of that, but I'm also like,
yeah. But it also like who's he been around, right? Like how long was he on the run? They were trying to, the client was trying to get him when we first meet him. So how long had he been?
Yeah, I don't know. Hang out with Luke for a little bit and hang out with Din for a little bit. And somebody maybe try and teach him some words, because like at least Luke knows that Yoda can speak.
Right.
So he's like, you can talk too, buddy. Like let's work on your language skills a little bit. I mean, your jumping is, well, you're being crossed like a football.
You're
so
throwing, yeah. But maybe that's why we kind of got a little more of Grogu in this one with the talking, right? Because even Mando was like, were those his first words? And it didn't rattle Din at all, because maybe he's heard him say some stuff. But maybe those 2-ish years with Luke, that's how he's gotten here so quickly. Maybe there's, I don't know.
Maybe. We'll see.
Still interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's just things you think about. We may never hear Space say anything at this point.
And if they go the rest of the Star Wars lore without claiming what Yoda's species is or Grogu's species is, I think that would be even better. Just leave it like, yeah, you have no idea. They're just that amazing. Or maybe in the Knights of the Old Republic series that we're getting, because that's an easy way to bring Yoda back into the series. Maybe we'll get some more information there. Who knows? Maybe his planet suffered the same as Alderaan.
Maybe.
I have a feeling we'll never know.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
me too.
I think that'd be even better.
I think it's something they'll continue to keep a mystery. I don't know.
Yeah, not everything has to be explained.
Right.
I mean, that was one of my biggest gripes with Solo, the movie. It's like, let's demystify everything about Han Solo. I'm like, it's not necessary. We don't need to know all these things.
No.
I liked it. I liked that movie.
Solo is still one of my favorites. I loved it.
I like the movie. I don't like some of the choices they made about needing to explain everything about Han Solo and kind of spoiling some of the myth of the character. Like, let some of it remain shrouded in myth and mystery, and like be larger than life when he talks about stuff. Okay. It's kind of like, okay, did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs? Cool. I didn't really need to see you do that. I can just believe that it was a cool thing you did.
That was cool. It's kind of like knowing that Han and Chewie had this amazing friendship, right? Like co-pilot or whatever. But like getting to meet, getting to see the scene where they meet was really cool for me. You wouldn't have to see that. We can just see them like be themselves you didn't have to have Chewie in captivity. Han gets thrown in the mud pit. They start fighting. And then they're like, wait, we can do this together. We didn't need that, but it kind of gave you that, like how Darth Vader had his scar on his head. Like,
right. Parts of it are fine. Parts of it, I feel like sometimes I feel like they went too far, and it's a balance.
Sure. Oh, the balance. I like what you did there. That was good. to your point earlier about you in your head, you create the story and you make it Andrew canon. For me, Yoda and Yaddle did the thing to get Grogu. That's making it work for me. So
Sure.
Yeah.
not that I pictured that came out really weird. I don't picture them doing the thing. Just saying how Grogu came into existence was. Now you can go to sleep thinking about Yoda and Yaddle in the Jedi Temple.
Or not go to sleep now.
I mean, you're welcome.
Oh.
I think on that note.
All right. Any other closing thoughts about the first couple episodes or the direction the season is headed? I mean, again, the second episode I think was better, and it felt like we're kind of getting on a pace for it. That first episode kind of felt like it was just throwing a lot of stuff on there just to create fan service more than really deliver on the story.
I think if it was giving us a dozen episodes, I don't think the first episode would have been as oh man, they wasted all this time redoing, like we saw all these things. But I think because it's so short of a season, right? It's 8 again, I think. I don't think it's 6. I think it's 8 again.
Yeah.
To throw all of that back at us is kind of like, yeah, we know. Okay, we get it. Why did we have to bring IG back? And then he's this weird Terminator bot, half a body up, and now you got to kill him. Like that all seemed, but I mean, it's on part for Star Wars. It's what they do.
That's silly stuff too. And then they make that's using your head joke, and
Yep. Of course, right? And the weird dialogue, right? The way they talk and they interact, it just seems Star Wars-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems rigid. It seems, I don't know. It's got that kind of not lore, charm, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That Star Wars charm, right?
Yeah. I think the other, just to kind of round up, the other thing is like, have y'all watched Andor? All of Andor?
Oh yeah.
Like coming off of Andor, this is some of the contrasts are stark in the way Andor really delivered things, and I think took a more kind of serious and grounded tone, and this is leaning more into the camp again. And I'm just like, oh, we just had some really nice, solid, mature, Star Wars. Like it was nice to see them take a different tone in the universe.
Yeah.
And then to kind of whip back to this and go like, we're going to be kind of jokey and silly with, little Babu Fricks and, stuff like that again too. I'm like, all right. Like, and there's space for it all, for sure. But yeah, I mean, Andor is
like
really
what Marvel does too, right? Marvel has the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is kind of fun and poppy. And then you had Thor and Dark World, which Kenneth Branagh is amazing, but it was very Shakespearean and very serious. Then they kind of took a right turn into the Ragnarok and Guardian, but then you had Captain America and you had Iron Man and you had they all presented in different ways, kind of like Solo was the heist movie, and like I think it's okay. I think it's definitely different, but I think what they're doing, they're giving you they're giving it what it needs, and it might be a little fumbles to the idea of throwing Grogu around. But it still feels like Star Wars. It doesn't feel like it's not Star Wars yet. So hopefully,
for sure.
I'm hoping
hopefully Ahsoka will be completely different. Andor is its own thing. I don't think anything should be like what Andor is. Andor is perfect the way it was. Mandalorian and Boba Fett, even they felt different. Although they were both kind of the same thing, they felt different, which I didn't like at first. I wanted Mandalorian. When you gave me Boba Fett, I wanted Mandalorian. I was used to the intro. I was used to the sketches. I was used to the music. And then you give us this sand planet again with Boba Fett. And it's like, I don't know. I like that they're different at least.
I'm hoping that Ahsoka series is somewhere in between Andor and the goofiness that Star Wars can steer towards. I'm hoping they're going to keep that a little bit closer to Andor for that one. But
I think they will. I think they have to, for what I believe the scope of the show will be and how it's going to integrate into Thrawn and his storylines. Like he's a serious big bad, not a local threat. Moff Gideon felt like a kind of a local, more small scale threat of like, the Empire fell apart, and here's a guy who's trying to like carve out a little bit of control. And Thrawn is like, no, I'm going to be the new Empire. So like that tone, that scope of it, I think has to lean more into, a little bit of a darker presentation.
Well, and Ahsoka's gotten so like wise and mature too that you can't, like, she's not the goofy type of character.
Right.
So it's gonna, it would feel out of place if they went too goofy with it. But.
I wonder what we're gonna get with that series too. Are we gonna start it off early? Because if they give us, and I don't want it to be digital, but if they give us, because I think Anakin Hayden Christensen has been like casted or is going to be part of it in some manner. If they give us a young Anakin calling her Snips, I think I might lose it. Like if she calls him Sky Guy and he calls her Snips, like live action, it might do it for me. Because that would be it's so friggin' emotional to that journey in Star Wars, and to get that in live action, like, oh my God.
I think the way it'll be set, I don't think we're going backwards like that.
Even if it's like a start, like a flashback, because not many people, like Ahsoka, we just met her in live action, and if people haven't done Clone Wars or Rebels, right, they might have read some stuff about her, but they don't necessarily know who the character is.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to assume that you've done some homework at this point.
I hope
for Ahsoka, I think so, because the whole series is about a character that we barely know from the live action. If you want to care about the series, I think you have to watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
I know they did a little bit of it in Obi-Wan, like 1 or 2 scenes that showed younger Obi-Wan and Anakin, but they didn't really they did it to weave it into narrative to kind of lead up to the showdown again. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if I hadn't watched the Clone Wars and Rebels, and I had just seen Ahsoka in the live action, and I found out they were doing a series about her, I'd be like, she's cool. Like, her character seems cool, but I wouldn't feel invested. So yeah, I think that people definitely have to do some watching beforehand.
Yeah,
I'm curious. Have either of you read the Thrawn series, the book, like the novel?
The original ones, the Heir to the Empire.
No. They did a new since Disney has taken over. They did a Thrawn book.
No, I read the original Timothy Zahn ones, like when they first came out many years ago. That was a long time ago.
I'm curious where that sits, and if there's a precedent for what Thrawn is now. Like if that book took place prior to Rebels, or if it takes place afterwards, and now we're going to kind of get some of that story, because I know that's one of the more critically acclaimed novels in the actual novels in more recent times. I'm just curious. I don't know where that lies. So
yeah, I don't know.
Guessing there'll be yeah, I hope there's. I don't think they can. I don't think they can assume that the people that are going to be watching it have seen the animated stuff.
No, I agree. I've heard some people talk about there are some people who didn't watch Book of Boba Fett, so they're a little bit confused about how Mandalorian got to where it was, and they showed in the sort of the recap leading up to the first episode of season 3. They showed scenes from Book of Boba Fett. It's pretty weird to say, like, we're going to recap a show by showing you scenes from a different show because, and it works because, like, Star Wars sort of needs to maintain the continuity throughout all of it. But not everyone watches everything. And some people have been like, Boba Fett, I don't care about that character. I'm not watching this show. I love Mandalorian and Grogu. And then they were like, wait, did I miss something? So.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. You missed something. Go watch it. At least watch those couple episodes in Boba Fett. If you don't want to watch Boba Fett, just watch Mando 2.5. It's kind of watching the Clone Wars movie is like Star Wars 2.5. Like it was canon. It's canon, and it's definitely worth watching the movie in between because it sets up what's going on in episode 3. But I mean, you should watch it all. I don't know why you're not watching it all.
There's a lot of content to consume. I mean, it even goes so deep as to I think that they've introduced elements or characters. I don't remember the name of it. Dr. Pershing or something in the Bad Batch. The guy who wants Grogu's DNA, like the Imperial cloner, who the scientist guy in the first couple episodes. I'm pretty sure they've had him appear in the Bad Batch, working with the Kaminoans and like trying to get cloning technology and stuff like that too. So like they'll throw characters around all over the place, and how do you keep up with it all unless you really just consume everything? And some people are like, I don't like the animated shows, I don't like cartoons, I'm not going to watch that stuff, and then you miss something.
I have to laugh at that. I completed my quest, but he returned to me. When he said that, I was like, that is such a video game thing to say. Yeah. I completed my quest, and now I'm here for another one. Yeah. And then you collect your bounty, and it was such an RPG thing. It was funny. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're a quest giver.
Yeah.
Okay. Got a little exclamation mark over his head.
Yeah.
You have a new quest for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was video gamey.
Yeah.
Very. All right, I'm gonna turn the banner off. We're good?
Yeah, I think it's time. It's been 3 hours.
You want to make some predictions for Wednesday's episode?
More Mythosaur, I guess.
I don't think so.
No.
No?
I think that was that little Easter egg. Like, shit, that thing exists. I think it's going to send Bo in a spiral. But I don't think we're going to see the Mythosaur. What is it's going to come out of the water? Is it an amphibian? I don't understand. Like, how are you going
to like keep talking about the heir to Mandalore riding the Mythosaur? I feel like we're going to get like Boba Fett riding a.
Oh God, no! If they do that, no.
I think we're gonna get somebody riding a Mythosaur by the end of the season. Because they keep talking about it and how the first Mandalore.
That's old tales. Like they need to leave that where it belongs. It's like written in the books that you don't need to relive it, kind of thing. Like it's history. And leave it there.
But
move forward.
That's Bo's perspective, right? That it happened and it's written in books and it's a tale. Now it's real. He just saw the damn thing.
Sure, but
we're gonna get somebody riding the big water monster lizard thing.
They can't. That was so bad with Boba Fett on the Rancor. They can't do that with this.
It wasn't that bad. I didn't mind it at all.
Oh my God, jumping from build, that was no.
We'll see. I'm making that prediction. Somebody's riding the Mythosaur.
No.
Could be Grogu. Like he's good at taming beasts.
True.
Put a little Grogu on top of that Mythosaur's head, cruising around.
He's gonna dip his little hand in the water, and the Mythosaur is gonna come, put his nose, and yeah,
it's gonna be like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes. Okay, maybe I can get on board with that. It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know a prediction. I think there's going to be discussion around that dark saber.
For sure.
Between the two of them. I think they're probably going to go back to the smith, like the lady.
Armorer.
The armorer, thank you. Because now he has a witness that he was in the waters. So I think they're going to go back there together. And then I don't know. I could see Bo trying to go and tell people what she saw and basically like I think it's going to be like meeting new characters, new Mandalorian characters in the next episode. I think we're going to see more of them.
That the kid that didn't get to finish the ritual because of the giant alligatosaurus, it definitely seemed like his father was one of those people because they kept focusing. Every time they focused on the kid, they'd focus on this one guy, and then they'd focus on the kid and shit would happen, and then you focus on the one. I thought he was going to die and we were going to find out what was going on, but I think, to your point, I think that character is going to come up more as another character we're going to meet, maybe with the armorer. Maybe he's going to question what's going on. I don't know.
So funny enough, that kid is Jimmy Kimmel's nephew.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, they had. So Jimmy Kimmel had. Oh my God, what's his name? The guy. I'm terrible with names.
Pedro Pascal?
No, not Filoni, but the other one, the one who does all the Marvel stuff. What's his name?
Kevin
Favreau.
Feige?
John
No.
Favreau.
Thank you, John Favreau. Was on Jimmy Kimmel, and then they said that basically Jimmy Kimmel said something like, "Oh, well, my nephew is in there," and then it took him a while to realize which kid it was, and he was like, "Oh yeah, his last name's Kimmel," and so
That's why they couldn't act. I get it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was that Vizsla? I was confused if that was the same guy that we saw in the other season.
The older cat, the character like in the bluish armor, yeah, that was Paz Vizsla.
What was that? That was the one that he fought.
Yes.
And then was that the one that was on the beach and that's his kid?
Yes. I don't know if that's his kid. I don't think they made that clear.
That's my assumption. I think that's what it's gonna be. But that's the same character.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay.
So that would be a lineage of Vizsla, this kid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If it's his, yeah. It could be.
That I don't know.
My assumption is it's his kid.
But the other guy on the beach, the one who has the big Gatling gun cannon, that's Vizsla.
Okay. I didn't put that together. I didn't think that was the same one that he fought in the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely was.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, he was in the first season too. He's shown up, a bunch. He was in their original.
He looks different in sunlight than he does on a dark walkway.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn the banner off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're going to sleep for real.
Yeah. Now we're gonna do the thing. Cool. So Andrew, as always, always a pleasure. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we have something planned special for that Monday?
We'll do the past couple ones. It's just been Daryl was luring people in, saying there was free candy in the room. I think that's how he got you.
But
we changed it last year.
Yeah. So the first year, I think he was luring you in with the candy. Yep.
Yeah. And
which, if anybody wants to get Andrew into their room, just tell him there's free candy in your room. But yeah, I think we'll do something because we will actually all be together. So
right. Has that been? I mean, I guess everyone sort of knows that now. I made that assumption from a couple weeks ago. I didn't know if it was officially shared.
Yeah, no, we talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I might have missed that last week. So that's very exciting. I'm really, really thrilled, and lots of other people going to be there too. I mean, obviously lots of other people, but a bunch of other new faces. So we can definitely pull some other new faces in, I think.
For sure. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll plan a fun show for that Monday, but it'll be entertaining. That's for sure.
Fantastic.
I don't know what's going on next week. So I can't talk about it because I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to chat with you, Andrew.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Back. Always happy to be the Chris stand-in. He was at Dice Tower West.
He was, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, next week probably talk about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm curious about that show. We'll see. All right, peeps. Everyone, thanks for watching. Great having you in the chat as always. Thanks for playing along and listening to us bitch and moan about Mandalorian and throwing doll Grogu's around. Until next time, see you later.
Bye.
Good night.